The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on this show are not to be presented as facts or an indicting nature to any party, viewing, or mention. We hope you're entertained. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for marching.
I sound so cute.
You sound like something.
Okay, what that mean?
Sounds like it's another episode here. What's the word? Episode 30. Was it 35, 36?
Jesus.
Episode 35. We in the building. You.
Like,
It's Cody here. No other than my partner in crime, homie, brother from another mother. Know what I'm
will
saying?
it kill you to refer to me as a woman?
Huh?
Would it kill you to refer to me as a woman? I was born a female.
Like you, but you know how you be like, bro?
No, you literally tell people I'm your little brother.
Name one time I called somebody that.
Last week when we was on here with Skylar Black, you said that's my little brother.
Name 2 times I told somebody that.
Anyways.
We got the homie Chris in the building.
What?
Hey, Chris.
Chris,
Hey.
always join. Thank you for joining us. In the back, we got Robin, we got Creed, we got Noah right there taking pictures, and we got Jay Marie and we got Chris. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get this show started.
We gotta say Chris D.
I'm not calling him no Chris D.
Okay, well we gotta call Chris something else. Just call him nephew.
I'm cool with
Because
that.
we can't have all these Chris's every week.
That's true.
So there's Chris and then there's nephew.
All right. Well, we can get it started. We're gonna kick off the show. We're gonna bring Chris on. Chris, come on. I said Chris, come on, like he's just gonna walk in here or something.
Chris, like three Chris's before the show starts is crazy. I'm with Bree. We got to figure it out for number 36 and moving forward. But appreciate y'all having me on the show, man. What's going on? How y'all feeling? Y'all good?
We chilling. What
man.
up with you?
I'm cool, bro. I'm trying to recover. My birthday was over the weekend. I was working. I was out of town. So
Oh,
y'all
happy
put the-
belated.
Happy
appreciate
belated,
it,
brother.
appreciate it. I took tourist season out with a bang. So shout out to everybody that showed me love. I was working, but I got a trip planned in the next couple of weeks. So
Where you going, bro?
I'm feeling good though. Huh?
Where you going?
Egypt, Cairo.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, I got my pants. I got my Prince Ali Ababwas. I got all that together. So I'm trying to take all the pictures I can. But I'm good, bro. I'm good. Everything's smooth on y'all side, right?
Everything's smooth, brother. Okay.
Bree got the walking boot off, got the neck roll off, wrist back working. You feel me? We
It's
back to
here.
work.
It's doing a little something. Ain't too much.
Okay, for sure. I don't want to see you
Just a
falling
little
out no
bit.
airplanes no time soon. I know
Okay.
you an exhibitionist. We need to sit still for a second, though. I know
need to
summertime is
sit
right around the corner, though.
I'm gonna sit down for the summer. I just need a little taste. I got my taste and I'm done.
Straight.
Well,
We finna talk sports?
are you ready?
Yeah.
You studied?
A little bit.
How did she study?
A little bit. I be on ESPN.com, you know.
Straight up and down, right on.
Yeah. Reading up.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. It's been a crazy weekend in sports. Like it's been a crazy weekend in sports for me. What we want to start at? Like, where y'all want to start at with it?
Oh, whatever, man. I was in Indianapolis. I caught up with Kaylin Clark and some of the coaches out there. Shout out to the Noops. My dog Raph is on the strength and conditioning team, so he working with her every day. He gave me some insight on how she gonna be looking. I was also in New York. Caught her playing the New York Liberty, who went to the championship last year against the Aces. I know we're gonna talk about that in a second.
So
We had the combine last week, huh?
how did he say she gonna be doing? Because from what I've been hearing, you know, it's been a little rough start.
So she rolled her ankle in the game the other day when they played Connecticut. They 0-4 right now. They lost to Connecticut twice in a week. But this last game was probably the best game they played. They packed the house. It's one of the first times in a long time that I've seen an NBA arena, not just like a regular arena, but an NBA style arena filled with WNBA fans. She got the loudest ovation out of anybody on the intros. And she's like that. Like, she really can shoot. She really can play. She really can hang with these pros. So It's a learning curve like anything. I remember, y'all first day on the job at some of these joints back in the past, you kind of standing there like fake it till you make it. Nah, she gonna be the real deal. She gonna pack out arenas. She gonna sell jerseys. She gonna make some money. I was at the combine last week. Saw Bronny James do his run. His pops came down and watched his last run. There's a bunch of talk about him and his draft status, what it's really based on, whether it's him like
I mean,
hooping
yeah,
married or obviously the machine behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
LeBron.
Let's start there. Not to cut you off. Let's start there. You know what I'm saying? So we got it was a meme going on around that's just talking about just nepotism, and you have like Giannis, not Giannis. What's his name? Giannis.
The Nasty, yeah, his brother.
The trashes.
That's so disrespectful.
Everybody know he trash though.
That's disrespectful.
He trash.
If I was his brother,
Shout out to the Nasties, man. He
He
NBA
cool though,
champion, bro. He bugging.
Nah, he go. I was watching one game. He didn't get in the game, but he got a tech. Doc Rivers was so. You know what game I'm talking about?
Yeah, he all NBA benchmark, bro. He lead the dances. He's the biggest cheerleader. But I mean, that's his blood. That's his brother. Costas too. Shout out to Costas. And I think they got a young boy. They got a little brother that's either in the league or in the G League at this point. So the Antetokounmpos are like royal family. But to your point, some people think that part of the reason why he's even on the roster is because of who he's attached to. You feel me? Same thing can be said about Bronny. Same thing can be said about some of these coaches or like the Currys, for example. The Rivers family. Doc Rivers is a Hall of Fame coach. His son had jobs kind of all over the league, and a lot of it wasn't just based on how he played, it was based on who he's attached to.
I have no problem with that, right? I have no problem with none of this, right? So this is all for everybody. Y'all read the disclosure. This is just all for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? But I have no problem with none of this. I have no problem with the Trashers getting a job. I have no problem with Bronny. I have no problem with Doc Rivers and his son. I think my issue, I guess, what I wouldn't say the issue is. I think when you're talking about the corporate side of it, like you getting a job in broadcasting or you working for a coaching staff or something like that, I think that's part of the reason why we go so hard and we try to make it to these pro levels so we can open the doors for our family, our friends. That's in any workforce and any style. Like we do that shit to open the doors for our people. You know what I'm saying? You a photographer, like when you not even a photographer, but just an overall creative, who you are, videos, everything, design.
Yeah.
When you have kids, like you want to be able to make phone calls for your kids to just get a job off the work you put in, right?
Word.
True.
Right. So, but when it comes to the basketball court, that's why I have an issue with, because that's a skill. Like that's skill. Like you, it's people that bust their ass, that got the game, that need this shot, that want to make that 12-man roster, and you holding up a spot because your brother can hoop.
but that's with any place though.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what any spot.
And he just said you just don't walk up on the court and become a master or something. Who knows? He might get better out
D-League.
It's a fine line. We can talk about it all the way up through ownership. Jerry Reinsdorf owns the Chicago Bulls and the White Sox. When he passes on or when he decides to sell the team, 9 times out of 10, the people that are going to inherit it are his children. Right. We can have the savviest, most passionate sports fan / potential owner out there somewhere, fresh out of college, out of Dartmouth or Harvard or wherever. And they might have more business acumen than his kids. But because they his kids, it's gonna go that way. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lakers, for example.
I was just gonna say the Lakers. That happened with the Lakers.
Word. They dropped the bus, dropped it down to his son. His son wasn't doing the best job. They always kind of overlooked Jeannie. They documented it in Winning Time if y'all fans of that show. And she ended up being the savviest one. But because she was a woman, she kind of got played to the background for so long until they realized like this is the best person for the job. Same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. Same thing with the New England Patriots. It's everywhere you go, bro. In a real sense, it's who you attach to. It's it sounds cliche and corny. It's not what you know, bro. It's who you know.
You're talking about the business, the suits part of it. That part I get. I get that 100%, God. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I get that 100%. What I'm referring to is the sport, the talent. I don't care if LeBron, like, and this right here is gonna separate from reason why Michael Jordan is the GOAT and LeBron James is number 2 or number 1. Because
This is the show to tune in to. Let's go, Cody. Come on, bro. Let's go.
Because if you're the athlete, we know what it takes to be an athlete, right? All of us
Word.
played sports before. All of us come through I know I come through a generation where if you wasn't good, you wasn't making the team.
Next level for sure. Right.
If you wasn't good, you wasn't getting picked up at the park in a 5-on-5. Only if you was it said something about your game where you was only getting picked up if your man's was there.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like it says something about you. Like it's something like that bravado when you could just go to the court by yourself and you getting the runs in because of what you did and of your hooping.
Mhm.
If Bronny James is only getting a spot in the league because his dad, you know how many
Well, let's not discredit his skills level though. I think
he discredited you. Have you seen him play?
I've seen him play. He's okay. Do I think he's ready for the NBA? No.
What do NBA stand for, Chris?
National.
Why you always do that?
No, I'm gonna ask. What do NBA stand for?
He
What
would
does
be
it
like
stand for, Cody?
basketball.
Chris, what other Chris? What do
Other Chris.
new Chris? What do
Other
NBA? Because you
It's
took
not.
school-
He right. National Basketball Association, not National Business Association, not National Buddies Association. It's National Basketball Association.
But I heard
get
he
you.
was doing good in the comeback.
on another level,
He was
everybody
smooth.
everybody that knows sports know what NBA means for real is no boys allowed.
That's a fact. That's
It
a
is
fact.
a man's game.
That's a fact.
This is real hoopers. Bronny ain't there yet.
Bronny was smooth in his run. When it comes to the rest of the process, because part of the business side, and I hate to keep going back to it because we got to do the show, but part of the business side is they invited everybody, whether you was there to do runs or not, because they had to get a bunch of stuff in the background done, your photos, your biometrics, so that you can't run around saying you 6'4", and then when they got the paperwork saying you actually 6'1.5". You feel me? They brought everybody, so not everybody did the runs. When Bronny did his first run, I don't think he missed a shot, or he might have missed one shot the whole time, but the rest of the time, it kind of was like, all right, he can be a good defender. He can be a perimeter guard off the bench, or his ceiling right now, from a lot of what I've talked to people about, was saying that he's more of a hot streak 6 man, like a Malik Monk, a J.R. Smith back in the day, something like that. But in terms of like a high lottery pick, like his pops was, like Melo, like D-Wade, nah, bro. In order for that to happen, he got to go back to USC and cook. Like he need to be in school a little bit longer to develop his skill set. He came in, I think, at like 6'1.5", almost 6'2". His brother, if y'all know anything about that, his brother's like closer to his pop size and build, 6'6", 6'7", and he's a monster. He's gonna be crazy coming.
He's gonna be one and done. Bryce.
That narrative fits more for Bryce than it does for Bronny. You're right.
One and done.
But back to what we was talking about, the point is, bro, like you said, when it comes to the endorsements and who you attach to, that oftentimes, more often than not, can supersede if you just the nicest in, you know what I'm saying, in the run. If you the dopest on the court, it has to kind of be undeniable, right? When you nice, like you cool, but you attached to somebody else, that's the battery in your back to push you over the top of somebody that might be better. You feel me? Unfortunately.
I don't know, Bree.
I got a question for y'all real quick. Do y'all think the expectations for Bronny are too high?
Do I think the expectations for Bronny is too high?
I don't think Bronny needs to be playing basketball. That's just me.
Oh, you talking about the medical situation?
Yeah, like why risk your life when you could
True.
work in the back office or something, get money another type of way, and just
Be somewhat involved in basketball, but not on the court.
yeah.
Well, one, I don't think it's about money. I mean, it's obviously not about money.
I mean,
He
it's
was
not
born
about
into-
money, but if you still want to have some type of hands in the game that you say you love because of your dad, like there's other ways to still make an impact in basketball opposed to being on the court.
To answer Chris' question, yes, the pressure is too high. It has always been too high. Even LeBron came out in some interviews years ago and said going back, thinking about it now, he probably would have never given his son the name LeBron James Jr. because already that puts a target on his back in terms of expectation, the shadow that his father has cast, and he's still in the league playing. It's not like, you feel me, you're going to be able to surpass him at this point because he keeps pushing the numbers and the legend of his own career further and further the longer he plays. So, but also, I guess in a sentimental way, he was trying to do the Ken Griffey Jr. route, right? Father and son playing on the same team, and then not only that, but the business, bro. Whatever team gets Bronny, they got the first stand in line to potentially get Bron in free agency. Bron is gonna move the needle when it comes to bread. Everywhere he's gone, he's made money for teammates, whether they was Hall of Famers or whether they was bums, bro. Like that's just how it works, and I'm sure the same thing is gonna bowl for his son if they end up playing on the same team. He's gonna make him feel like $1 million. Go ahead,
If
G.
he does get drafted, then
Which he probably will.
So Bron can play on the same team as Lil Bronny.
Well, word around the campfire is the Lakers is trying to. The word, look, Bronny is crazy. The Lakers is trying. The Lakers, I guess, are supposedly showing a lot of interest in LeBron James Jr. wherever he gets drafted, first round, second round lottery, which obviously is something that would please their father. We talked a little bit last week about, or a couple weeks ago, about the coaching search. How they saying JJ Redick might be the front runner after he has a podcast and a connection with LeBron. Everything is pretty much gearing towards pleasing LeBron. Thanasis is on the Bucks team because it pleases his brother. You feel me? It kind of all goes back to what we talked about at the beginning. It's who you know and who you attached to.
The trashes.
I'm calling him that.
Y'all get Thanasis on the show. It's gonna be bananas.
Cody up.
Hey, shout out to the Thanasis, man.
Oh, you got his name right now. That's RG.
I'm making a list of people. When we get there and we ever meet them, Cody gonna get beat up.
Oh, for sure.
At the end of the day, the disclosure at the beginning of the show said the thoughts and views.
They're gonna be like, look, all that. Chris Brown is number one at the top right now.
Hey, he coming to Chicago pretty soon. Got the concert coming up.
Okay, he gonna be coming.
He be looking for you.
For sure. Cause you moving too much.
Yeah, son.
Gee. Can you talk to Chris?
Okay, so let's switch gears because me doing my research so I could try to keep up with y'all. We saw that the Celtics beat the Pacers. Was that 2 days ago?
I think so, yeah.
2 days ago? And I saw an article that said that Jason Tatum would be the one to lead the Celtics to the championship. Is that true or not?
Fuck no.
Why is that not true?
I don't think it's true either, man. Jason Tatum is nice. He's been up in that conversation as top 5 players. He's gonna be out in Paris for the Olympics this upcoming summer, representing the USA. But the success, in my opinion, is attributed to a couple of things. One, Jaylen Brown took a major leap and a $300 million contract. He's the highest paid player in the league and on that team. Two, Kristaps Porzingis is a game changer for the Celtics. If y'all remember a finals a couple of years ago when they played the Warriors, Jason Tatum did not play well. When the lights got the brightest, it was kind of hard for him to live up to that legendary Celtic status when you're talking Larry Bird, Paul Pierce, Kevin McHale, Kevin Garnett. So Jaylen Brown, in the meantime, his game has elevated up and up and up and up and up. The third reason, in my opinion, is Drew Holiday. They've needed a point guard to solidify that team for the longest of time, whether it was Isaiah Thomas, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart won the Defensive Player of the Year, and they needed somebody to kind of steer that ship. Drew Holiday already has a ring with Milwaukee, and then he fished his way over to Boston, coming from Portland, this and that. It's been a tremendous game changer for the Celtics. I think they may have lost less than 5 games at home all season, and if y'all seen the atmosphere that was in the game the other night, it was rocking. I've been in that arena. I've been in all the arenas in the NBA except for one at this point. Boston has one of the top 5 fan bases. They show up, they boo when they're supposed to, they discipline when it's time to get to the free throw line, and they give that energy to the Celtics. But I think in the end of the day, if they're going to beat the Indiana Pacers, it's going to be because of Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis coming back healthy. Because if those two are on top of their game, nobody's beating them.
When was the last time the Celtics was in the finals?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Chris is really giving it. I love these answers. I can't wait till he get on ESPN. I really can't.
He know how to do his job. Yeah. You finna come and tell us the trenches version. Go ahead, give your answer.
Why I gotta be the trenches version?
Because it's coming straight from the trenches. Come on.
No, it ain't coming straight from the trenches, but it's coming from a place of just keep it real. Jason Tatum ain't it. Somebody say I post this every year. I always post my Jason Tatum rant. I've been saying this since Duke. He's a good player.
Word.
He's not it. I don't look at Jason Tatum. I have enough 8 years of sample size of him, and to say if I'm on the court, if he's on the court, this guy's gonna take us where we need to go.
I put him and Paul George.
I get more of that from Jaylen Brown.
I agree. He's more of an aggressive, or more of a dog, or more of an alpha. I put Jason Tatum and Paul George kind of in the same camp.
I just tweeted that last night.
The skill set and the talent, you can't deny it. Their games are both smooth. They both aesthetically pleasing. They can get in. They can get in whatever bag you want, and they're gonna make it look good. They're not gonna make it look clunky. But when it comes down to winning time, dominating the game, putting your foot on their neck, and closing the door on a team, they don't have it. Unfortunately, and it sucks because we, as fans of the game and as fans of like pure skill set, you want them to have it. It's not like we saying he don't have it and we wishing he don't have it. Bro, we want you to be that. We want you to be one of them ones. But like Cody said, we have enough tape, we have enough sample size to see when it comes down to playing the top teams, it's only so many times that he's risen to that occasion. Whereas Jaylen Brown kind of been there all this time, even with the criticism that he had. Oh, he can't go left. Oh, he foul based too much. Bro, that 3 the other night, ice cold in the corner to send it to overtime when everybody in the building was slick walking out like, all right, we let this one get away. Nah, bro. Jaylen Brown took him to the next level because he has his eyes on the prize. Like, he knows that they got unfinished business from 2 years ago.
No, that's like I said, I'm with you, Jaylen. My take on the Celtics, I feel like Kyrie, if you switch Kyrie Irving now with Jason Tatum, I think that'd be a better team.
Boom.
Because you'll have Drew Holiday being Drew Holiday, and that backcourt with Drew Holiday and Kyrie will probably be the nastiest backcourt the NBA was seeing. Because Drew Holiday don't need the ball, and Kyrie just need to do his thing, and you let Jaylen Brown be the alpha of the team. The Celtics, that's a back-to-back team right there.
And not only that, but this is a really good matchup for them. Like, I've watched Indiana in person a few times this year. Shout out to Indiana, by the way. Like, it's a great town to be a sports fan in right now. They got the Pacers rocking. They got Caitlin Clark. They got the Indy 500 going on this weekend. They got a ton of stuff to be excited about, and it's right up the road from us. If we want to get cheap tickets to see Braun or see whoever, because the United Center be busting niggas' heads to get in there to see some of your favorites. So I can go down the road and cop a good seat. But I just feel like this is a great matchup for them. Indiana's not the toughest. They're not the biggest from a power forward or front court standpoint. And the Celtics are a complete team all the way around. They pretty much, other than Denver before they got knocked out, have been the best team all season. And anything short of a championship at this point, in my opinion, is a failure. And I don't know what moves can be made at this point because now, like you said, bro, we got more tape on y'all. We got more scouting reports on y'all. So you can't surprise us with a Peyton Pritchard or with a Sam Hauser or somebody we ain't never seen before because we've seen everybody on the court at this point.
And they know they recording their little last dance documentary too.
Yeah, same producers in the building with that.
So they better win.
A ton of bread, bro.
They better win. But you just mentioned the Nuggets, so we're gonna move on to the West Coast. We got Ant-Man versus that's tonight though. We got Ant-Man versus
Luka.
Luka
and Kyrie. Kai with the third eye.
Personally, I'm up between a rock and a hard place right now.
Kyrie's so fine.
He married.
She been doing her research, Cody.
I've been loving Kyrie Irving.
All NBA fine men. Who the top 5 fine men, Bree?
Stop, you gonna get me in trouble.
Say it. Come on.
I don't even know that many NBA players.
Look, she's gonna be sitting next to Glorilla courtside trying to pick them out, man.
I'm with Glow. I like Damian Lillard too.
she said, who is he? What's his name? I want him. Number 0.
Period.
Well, you could really take this show to the next level. You got Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, who else?
Can I get my top 5 next week? Because y'all know I like medium ugly men. I don't really like. That's why me and Kyrie would be such a good fit. But I'm gonna respect his.
So
life.
by you calling Kyrie fine, you basically say he ugly.
He not ugly. He's just medium ugly.
You gonna watch him playing Minnesota Timberwolves though, right?
That's tonight.
Yeah, game 1, Western Conference Finals.
Anthony
Edwards. Send the video.
Okay. I didn't know who that was, but everybody call him Ant-Man.
You don't know who?
Never knew who Ant-Man was.
Can we take it off screen, please?
I just didn't know that.
so real quick, and then we're gonna get into it, Bree. They basically are comparing Ant-Man to saying he's the 2024 version of Michael Jordan. From the look to the move.
Really?
Yeah, when you go back and Google and search him, that he's giving a lot of that. From the charisma to the moves, a lot of it is kind of like Boy was.
Oh,
he got his hat.
But nah, that's Jordan. That's Jordan's son. Like Jordan needs to get
look
swag.
like
they say he might have dropped one off in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, so they say Mike might have dropped one off back in the day.
That's insane.
Everybody about drop one off in Atlanta though.
Not Michael Jordan. in Atlanta. Okay, I'm gonna do my research.
It's gonna be a great Western Conference Finals matchup. Like we talked about the Celtics a second ago. Luka got some unfinished business. He was in the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Warriors before they went on to win it. But the Wolves have been hungry. They've been relentless in terms of saying we're not just the young boys. We out here to be on top of the NBA for a long time. I don't know if y'all caught any of them putting the Nuggets out, but there was a lot of like physicality, a lot of trash talking at the end of the game, and the Nuggets seemed like they were the champs that got rolled over. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't happy about how they lost. Anthony Edwards was letting them know about it, pointing to the scoreboard. He was doing a lot of waving to the crowd. He got on inside the NBA, and Charles Barkley told him, I ain't been to Minnesota in 20 years. And Ant-Man told him, bring your ass. You got something to see when you get here. So it's going to be an exciting series.
Yeah. If I had to make a prediction, and wish I could, and we got to start doing bettings on here because, I ain't gonna say nothing, but DraftKings and FanDuel. This is where y'all can put y'all. This is where y'all can put y'all advertising right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me give y'all sound effect. Yeah.
That's how we get that paper.
Hey, yo, get this man a show, man.
He got a show,
man.
He got a show. Tell him about the Hitman podcast, man.
We never really ever talked about it. We just
y'all can catch us every week, man. We drop on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that. Just type in Hitman Podcast and you'll catch us. The guys, we actually, one of my co-hosts is actually at the Eastern Conference Finals right now covering it. Shout out to KD, K-Dog. But yeah, man, we got some big things going on this summer. But like I said, bro, the Western Conference Finals is going to be exciting to see. I'm looking forward to seeing if Luka got the killer instinct, the coaching matchup. Chris Finch is new on the scene. I guess he hurt his knee or his leg or something like that. So he kind of coaching from the second row. And he got his assistant coach coaching that. So, and he's a lot more fiery, gives greater interviews in the press conferences. Chris Finch is more under the radar. But what he lacks in speaking to the media, he makes up in coaching his players. And he has Karl Anthony Towns playing unbelievable basketball in a world where he was the main one on that team for so long. And now Ant-Man and Rudy Gobert, they combine like Voltron and they got them looking like every bit of the number one seed. We might be looking at Minnesota in the NBA Finals, bro. I want Dallas to win it, but in a world we got all the young boys is kind of like in the Final Four. We might be seeing Minnesota, Indiana. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I want Dallas to win too because Dallas is one of them cities. Like Dallas,
You good at this. You good at this. When it comes to this media space, you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I like your style, brother.
Dallas is one of them cities that you want to see on top right now.
See, a
lot of people that's crazy. A lot of people would think they when come to Texas, everybody be so focused on Houston.
Triple D, straight up.
Got to go to Dallas, but I want Dallas to win. But I'm not gonna lie, Ant-Man in the NBA Finals will be way more entertaining.
Somebody was on YouTube calling him Can't Man. They said that he ain't got enough to, or it's a year too. Look, she laughing. She didn't know, bro.
I know. That's it.
Bro called him Can't Man the other day.
The trashes.
I didn't say it. I just laughed. Somebody else said it.
Which nickname is worse, Can't Man or the trashes? I can't even get it out.
Can't Man. Can't Man is funny.
The trashes is terrible.
People don't want to see Rudy Gobert get a ring. They think Karl Anthony Towns is a weirdo. But they have a great team, bro. And again, Minnesota's a small market team. They're not on national TV every single night, but when they do get the chance to be showcased, they go off. Anthony Edwards has flushed your favorite NBA players. He's dunked on everybody in the league all season long, screamed in their face. He put down Kevin Durant and Nikola Jokic in the same playoff campaign, bro. That's a lot to be said about it. And he's only, 22?
Yeah. And
22 years old.
He do it with a smile too. He do it with a smile. He do it like he got the swagger. So yeah, I like that from him. All right, so we gotta move on from a little bit of sports, man. We got our time in. It's going crazy. Any last words on the sports?
Y'all need to watch these girls. I'm telling you, I can't say it enough. Y'all need to watch these girls. The Las Vegas Aces they leading the way. They on fire. They lost their first game last night. I know that they got some BS going on with this investigation about some money that's being thrown their way. But that's what happens when you out front, bro. You get a target on your back. Watch these girls. If y'all love basketball, if y'all love trash talk, if y'all love good music, if y'all love good vibes, Watch the girls. Get the WNBA app. Go get your WNBA merch. Go get your WNBA tickets. Straight up and down.
For sure. And WNBA, give us some tickets or some dollars since we put me out.
You sound like it's giving desperate. We out chill. Every time we mention somebody like K Julius, make sure you give us some like. Come on.
No, what you mean? I want to be proud sponsor of partner of the WNBA.
Don't beg for it. Have some coof.
Spell coof.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me, man. I love doing this with y'all, bro.
We love you having you on too. But before you get on, right? Before you leave, we gonna bring J. Marie in, right?
Oh, okay.
So we gonna bring J. Marie in. I want you to be. And when we was on, and we was in, I guess pre-production group chat earlier. Jay, how you doing, Jay? Can she hear us?
She got her New York shirt on. Hey, Jay, can you hear us?
She sweat. She from the rack.
She does not like Chicago. Like she don't like us. I'm convinced.
Jay, what up?
Oh, I can't hear her.
Can she hear us?
Yeah, she do look froze.
No, I wanted to bring her in and because y'all had a little conversation debate. Y'all was going back about the big three in rap. And I think it was very interesting. The big three in women.
That was y'all too?
That was That was
I hit my alerts on y'all because y'all kept talking.
It was going back and forth. So I kind of wanted
save it for the stream.
I wanted y'all to get y'all take on that.
Oh dang! But that's something we could talk about next week too. That's not a topic that we have to talk about right now.
Okay.
I would want her to be able to fully hear him.
Yeah, we ain't gonna dogpile.
Can she even hear us? Go to the comments and make sure the people at the
That's crazy. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Dang. He's talking about where she come from.
Hear y'all now, but it was breaking up for a really long time. Like this entire segment was breaking up.
What about now? You good?
I hear y'all, yeah.
Why you got this New York shirt on?
You know why?
I did that unintentionally. I really did.
She manifested.
Jeffrey, we didn't even do what we were supposed to do.
Oh, we gonna do it. We gonna do it. They were sold out. That's why. But I got you. We gonna do it.
Damn. I could get some. I'm gonna text you.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Not right now. Okay, we don't care what y'all finna do, but y'all didn't do it. Y'all ain't gonna never do it. But no, like we was just talking about, Jay. We was saying like in the group chat earlier, y'all was having y'all little, you and Chris was having y'all little debate about the big three in women rap. Cause Glorilla, Cardi. Backstory, everybody. Glorilla, Cardi, and Megan Thee Stallion took a picture together after their New York show.
That was sold out in Madison Square Garden.
Sold out in Madison Square Garden. And we posted it, and then when we posted it on What's the Word, it was like, yo, this the big three. And
I never agreed with that.
Well, maybe they the top 5 or top 10. But it has some mixed reviews, and Jay and Chris, I'm gonna let y'all take it away and give y'all viewpoints real quick.
Ladies first.
I just think that list is laughable. Like, are we really even like the only person on that list that actually should be on that list is Meg, and y'all know I don't even like Meg. But the reality of the situation is Meg brings an all-around aspect to her artistry. You're gonna hear lyricism. She's going to shake some ass. She's going to still cater to her audience. She's still going to talk, about women and women's empowerment and all of that. Glorilla shouldn't have never even been mentioned in it. I like Glorilla, but she's too new of an artist. She's too new of an artist, one. Two, like, the album, the 2 projects that she came out with,
Five going on 6 years.
Ooh.
And she came out last week and said that she's not dropping in 2020.
She said she's not dropping 2025. I think that's a setup between y'all and me. I think that's just a look off so she can drop something, hit us in the head in the middle of the summer, and then carry it over. Do y'all know that Cardi B has never even headlined her own tour, even since Invasion of Privacy?
No,
Whenever she does.
hasn't.
She's never and Meg is headlining. I think this is her first tour, or if before the independent circuit.
Yeah,
This
it's
not
her
her first
tour, I
headlining
think.
tour, but
So is she going on tour?
So would y'all classify?
she on tour right now.
So with all this with Cardi B name, would you classify Cardi B as a megastar? And you think is she a megastar? Let's answer that question.
She's a
first.
pop star for sure,
Yeah, she's a
definitely.
megastar, for sure.
Absolutely.
She's a megastar.
She's a megastar. Okay.
When it comes to the big, when
She's
it
a
comes to the big,
megastar, but I wouldn't put her in that list of top 3 female rappers right now, currently.
wow.
We're talking about the
See-
current state of female rap. She's
I
not in
would
that
though.
top 3.
I would though. That's the thing about it.
So,
so-
But
between
what
y'all
if she put out
two,
more music? If she put out more music,
It ain't-
absolutely, because she put Invasion of Privacy is a classic.
So here's my thing. Real quick. None of the female rappers are putting out LPs. A lot of them are singling you to death. A lot of them are
Features.
EPing or mixtaping you to death. So when you do get a long-standing project, it's very few and far away. Meg is probably the only one that has a feature album out that's a full-length album where she can tour on the album. Everybody else, even including Cardi, we talking Lotto, Coily Ray, freaking Glorilla, Cash Dog we talked about in the group chat. Most of them, if not a vast majority of them, are putting out singles. They're not putting out rap albums, rap projects. So
They're not
the
putting out
conversa-
bodies of work.
so the conversation gets kind of skewed and convalescent in that way. The reason I still put Cardi in that big 3 is because a verse, an appearance, the presence of Cardi still means something, right? Whereas the rest of the field, maybe not so much. Megan's visibility is on fire right now. She's everywhere. Planet Fitness commercials, Heidi Sauce, on tour, dropping
Nike
crazy
collab.
videos, like crazy video, MTV award type shit, right? But does it mean as much as Cardi? Probably not. The most success Megan has really achieved is when she links up with Cardi, when she has her on a WAP, when she brings her out of her show, right? So to say that she's above Cardi in the I guess the hierarchy is kind of like not necessarily
Well, I
the
feel
truth.
like this though. What are you considering? Because like I'm gonna go back to this. Cardi is a personality. We're talking about female rap. We're not talking about Cardi, the personality, the superstar, the pop star. We're not talking about that. We're talking about female rapper. Cardi is not putting out enough music to be considered in that category.
In a purist,
Cardi just started dropping stuff like a few months ago. And how long has it been since she dropped stuff before that besides her features?
So we know there's something that's definitely going on with Cardi because it's a start and stop. It's a lot of pump faking. She dropped the Enough record. She had a record right before that. She was on Offset's project, but we don't have a follow-up. Usually when you come out with a smash or when you hop on a smash as a feature, there's just some momentum behind it. Like I got something coming. You feel me? And it's always been a start and stop. So, and then, I mean, I don't want to keep throwing that out because we all love Cardi, but she had the video when she was kind of going off on set and she said she wasn't feeling her most confident, this and that. So we know that there's something going on. She's known more recently for fashion, the Met Gala, the magazine covers than she is for music. But when you associated her with the music, it still means something. Same argument for Nicki. Nicki was cold for a minute, ice cold, right? She had the podcast or the Queen Radio. Next thing you know, Gag City is selling out every city. And she's not just selling out by herself, but she's bringing out big dog names to join her on stage, to come to the show and be in VIP. And everywhere you go, everybody is up in arms about the performance that she put on after kind of sitting on the sideline for so long. My big 3 right now, I would say, is not just rapping. It's visibility, is accessibility, is presence. When your verse or your presence means something. I'm going Cardi, I'm going Meg, I'm going Lotto. Glorilla is buzzing. She's a brand new star.
Why is Nicki not in this category?
Yeah.
Why is Nicki not
Nicki's
on
out
this
of here.
list?
Nicki's at a
we not
Nicki's
putting
at a
Nicki in this.
she's
This
at
is
a
just
private
right now
table. In the restaurant, Nicki is in the private room back there with family and friends. It's not anybody else in her
You
realm,
gotta
in
shut
her
the restaurant
class.
down when Nicki come through.
She's in the restaurant in the back, with the partition, the velvet rope. You feel me? They filming back there. They doing a documentary. That's it. She's
So Jay,
shutting the restaurant down.
Who would you consider your big 3? Because I feel
My
like
big
Jay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not taking a big 3. It's Nicki all day. Nicki, there's nobody
Yeah,
standing.
you
next
gotta
to
get
her
2 more
like
people
her,
some credit now.
and backing her. I'm not picking 3 people because I don't feel like any of those have the same it's not the same. Like he just said, she's in a whole. So we're going on a list. There's nobody on that list that can hold the candles to her, and that's just my opinion.
But that's what we're saying. That we're not looking for people to hold a candle to Nikki because Nikki is in her own lane, like in her own.
Okay, so we're gonna take Nikki out the situation.
Yes.
Top three.
Yeah.
Top three. I would say. I will go with Meg, even though I don't like her like that.
Girl, stop saying that.
Stop saying that.
I don't like her.
Stop saying that. Meg know where all the money is at. She know what it is.
That's
we
hate.
love Meg. We hotties over here.
If he can't hate on Chris Brown, you can't hate on Meg.
I wasn't hating on Chris Brown. And for the record, hold on, I get myself for the record, I was not hating on Chris Brown.
We can talk about this later.
I was just saying.
Yeah,
can
I finish my list? Y'all
let her
like
finish her list. That's how you
take me off screen. Let her finish her list. I don't even want to be here.
No, okay, so I will put Meg in there for sure. Lotto, the only thing we talked about this earlier. With Lotto, the only thing that I don't like about her is like, it's why you always talking about your vagina, girl.
Content.
You could rap. You could really rap.
Yeah.
Why you can't talk about something else besides what's between your legs and your man that we don't know who it is, even though we have an idea? Girl, we need more from you. That's all I'm gonna say on her.
I want
but
Lotto to put in her like relationship. I love him bad because when she did that smoking on your ex pack freestyle, I was really liking that.
You be smoking on y'all be smoking.
I'm with.
And I'm gonna put somebody in there that nobody is gonna agree with because she's not Miss Popular and she not shaking ass in front of the screen.
Sweetie,
Rhapsody.
No, Lady London.
Lady
London. I'm
Lola
putting
Brooke.
in there.
I was trolling
because if we're talking about lyrical capability, we're talking about a wordsmith. We're talking about somebody that's bringing something completely different to female
she
rap.
Had a solid project.
Agree.
And she had a very solid project. Yes,
Lady London on.
Okay, because I'm gonna say we talking about just if we even talk about on the rise. I don't know. If we talk about I guess to be in that top, you have to be on and have some traction, right? Because I like artists like Flo Milli. I think Flo Milli is on a woman's side. She go crazy. I like Rico Nasty. Rico Nasty go crazy to me.
I wouldn't put them in the big three though.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them in.
I wouldn't say big three, but I would say like they
I can't even say Rico on the rise no more. I love Rico, but Rico been out for almost 10 years.
Yeah, but she's still. I feel like she's just now kind of like we've known.
She would still be considered a new artist if she dropped a project.
This goes to Chris's point. This is going to go to Chris's point, right? And why he put Cardi in the big three, right? I feel like in women rap, and I don't want to sound sexist, but I got the disclosure in the point. I can say what I want to say. But I feel like in women rap, I feel like it's more of popularity and branding that makes them bigger than it is actual what they're saying in words. Because if that was the case, if we were just picking off like art form and like rapping, I don't think a lot of them who we send in the big three wouldn't be there. Like a Glorilla wouldn't be there in that conversation. Cardi B would definitely not be in that conversation. Meg is actually a rapper, so she didn't say I put in that conversation. But that's when you start talking about the Lottos and the Rico Nasty. But when you start talking
Ice Spice too, we would say Ice Spice would be number one in terms of visibility because she's everywhere.
But when you start talking about like the brand of them and like how they view women rap, it's a difference. So I think it's then like reverse like how the NBA and the WNBA is, right? And the NBA is more so about brand and not hooping, and the WNBA is more about hooping and not brand. And I think like in a rap and female and male rap, it's
exactly like
it's like a difference. Like it's more, and the men's is more so about the skill and the rap. That's how you get on. But the women, your brand make everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talking about brands. It's a lot of women that has top brands. When we start talking about skill set, like I say, I like Flo Milli, she cold. We talk about Lady London, she cold. To me, I love Brittany Carter, she cold. You know what I'm saying? Rhapsody.
Rhapsody, shout out Rhapsody.
So it's a lot of women that can actually spit. That we start talking about artistry, you talk about rapping, that's way better than the people.
But see, that's why I don't like that though, because if what like they got, then that shouldn't be a top rapper. Then at that point, you were just a top artist or personality. That we're talking about the actual skill set of rap. Then we should.
I think that's why they say the big three females in rap, because it's like the category is rap, but you're the female that gives like the overall viewpoint, the overall like artistry, the overall branding, the overall marketing. Like you have to be able to sell. You have to be able to have the whole package.
Yeah.
We talking visibility. We didn't say Remy Ma, right? Because she's still doing the battle rap thing. But in terms of lyrical ability, she should be in the conversation too.
Remy not in that conversation.
But to your point though, if we talking about ability,
rap,
if it was just based on rap, she's a killer. If we talking based on rap,
she's not rapping now though.
she's not rapping
When
now.
the last time she put something out?
So when we
She just put out a verse like 3 months ago with Diamond.
Well, I ain't hear about it, so it must have not been that great.
It was going viral.
So we put Nicki Minaj like how we look at like
It went viral
like
on TikTok,
Nas
too.
and Jay-Z
Like
and Kanye,
like a Wayne almost.
Yeah, like they not in this in the conversation now because they had their era.
Yeah.
If it was to me, if I had to pick my big three, or you know what I'm saying, my big three.
We talking about spitting or just?
We talking about just as them as an artist, how we
total
look
package,
overall.
yeah.
Okay.
In this day and age right now,
I would do Cardi, Meg, and
Cardi, Meg is there. I want to say Lotto, but the other part of me want to say, Chris said it earlier. Right now, they pushing the fuck out of Ice
My
Spice.
only thing about Ice Spice is she's lacking the personality part.
Lotto?
But she has the brand.
She does have the brand.
No, Ice Spice.
Lotto got the brand too.
Ice
Lotto
Spice
got
the
deals
personality?
1800, Sprite. Who was that? Subway? Somebody. Lotto gets big deals. Like Wingstop. She had her own meal with Wingstop. I would definitely put Lotto over Ice Spice because out of my big three, Cardi, Meg, and Lotto, you get personality, you get visibility, you get branding, you get marketing, and you still get hits out of them. Ice Spice, I feel like her biggest thing that I feel like she's missing is her personality.
I feel like you're wrong.
She
Bree.
talk like this all the time.
She do, but she got
I
personality.
think that's her. That's the
Like,
branding
real
that
loud.
they're going
Say hi,
for,
real
though.
loud.
It's
Like,
more like internet. Like she like an internet kind of troll, right? Like her personality, like she got deals and all that too, just as much as everybody else. She got Balenciaga deals, she got Dunkin' Donuts deals, like
Skims.
Sprite,
She all over Skims right now. You're right.
Skims, Bree.
She got all the deals and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I just think, I think her music, like lyric, I don't think she's on the same lyrical
that's
level.
bringing her down too. We
As
bringing down
everybody
points
else.
for lyrical level and her whispering. She needs to talk up some. Get louder, sis.
Not whispering.
Wait, I got a question real quick. Would y'all put Doja Cat in a rap category?
Ooh, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
We smoke.
She
She
that's
a
can
great
rap.
question.
Yeah, so I'm going Doja, Cardi, and Meg.
He switched so fast. He switched so fast. He busted Yui on the highway so quick, bro.
Lotto will be Lotto, Ice Spice.
I gotta knock out Lotto for Doja because she more versatile.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, ain't nobody say Doja Cat? 'Cause, like, I know she make a lot of pop records, but I
I
think
don't really consider Doja Cat a rapper though.
Have
I
Have you
never
heard her
when I think
project?
about her. She don't give me rapper at all. Maybe I need to listen to more.
You heard her
of
on
Yeah,
21 Savage
you gotta
project?
hear her project.
Listen to
You
her
gotta hear
last
her
project.
project. I think she gives a nice balance of both.
yeah.
So we had to
And
say,
it crosses over every time.
so we had to say like a top five. We had to say like a top five. Let's say we just say top five because the big three is hard. Let's say we did a top five. Let's say so that'd be Cardi, Meg.
In no particular order.
No. Meg, Doja, Lotto, and Ice Spice.
Yeah.
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 You
I feel
better
like that's fair.
disclose Nicki is on a whole nother level because this gonna get clipped and people are gonna.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
They
bars
can-
will come.
You just did it.
You just did it. You just did it for us.
You just did it. Because
Yeah.
it's going to be the first thing people going to say, no, Nicki.
Nah.
I'm trying to see if I can replace somebody with somebody else, and I don't think
I feel
we
like
really
there's no need
could.
to.
Yeah.
That's a good 5.
That's the five right there.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that's vulnerable for y'all in y'all top five that y'all, I guess vulnerable is not the right word, that needs to do more to kind of stamp their spot? Because you still got a JT out there that got like a potential to turn up with a project that's going
Somebody
is
that's
she
not
getting the
on
lab
the
and do
list?
something crazy? Yeah, on this list, is there anybody that y'all feel like is doing okay to get into that top five, but could be doing more to stay in that top five and not be
Ice
vulnerable
Spice.
to somebody behind them, like a JT that could come in and take it?
That's in the top five right now, but they could be doing more to solidify their spot.
What about people who's not in the top 5?
That's what I'm saying. So like,
That's what
So
he
like a
said.
JT, for example, could she upstage an Ice Spice in y'all opinion if she did more, or if she was more visible, or could she upstage
I
a
think
Lotto if she did
I
more?
don't know. Personally speaking, JT upstage Ice Spice now, but I'm not a fan of Ice Spice, so
See, that's
I'm a
personal
fan
I don't
of
like
preference.
both. I just
I don't
don't.
like music that makes me feel stupid, and I feel like listening to Ice Spice gives that.
That's
I
me. I think Ice Spice. Ice Spice is a nice little vibe. When I wouldn't say stupid, but when you don't want to think about nothing, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
let me put
Yeah, but I
shaking that's in a
look,
deli.
all right. See,
yeah, a little bit
Okay.
that,
I
like,
say
but
I would say Dreezy. I would say Dreezy.
Dreezy need to put out some music.
I feel like the
Yeah.
Dreezy really
Dreezy would knock at least two of them out.
yeah.
Home run, baseball bat
Yeah,
type. Yeah,
Breezy just
yeah.
need to get a
Okay.
studio. She need to get a studio. I wish that I don't know what the situation is, but I would love for Dreezy to get in the studio with Hitmaker.
Let's get Hoop Dreams on the phone. Try to figure something out too, nigga.
I
What up, bro?
But they did that. What's your call record? Hot box record together.
I think he can give us.
Yeah.
I think he can give us some of them joints. Him,
Cause she
Jeremiah.
been with who? Hit Boy. Her
She
last
need a
was with
collect.
Hit Boy, and
She
I
need a
didn't like
collector.
that.
She need a collector. She need to get with
Agreed.
she need to get with Hitmaker. She need to get with Jeremiah. And these just all the people that she worked with and she been getting her good shit. D Brooks exclusive. Like I would love to her just lock in with like the producers that really got her sound and really gave her them hits and give us like a solid 12, 13 tracks.
Agreed.
I thought Dreezy needs to get back in the game for sure.
Yeah, I think Dreezy. I think one project would make Dreezy top 5. So I should need that one.
Yeah.
But shout out to Dreezy.
Shout out to Dreezy.
Before we get on to the next topic, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. You know what I'm saying?
Is Chris leaving?
We can
I'm
talk
chilling
about
if y'all
that.
got the space. I'm chilling.
We talk about that after while we on commercial break. While we getting cue another commercial, man.
And I'm just really excited. Like, I've been excited since I woke up. I knew the show was gonna be one of the best so far. So far it's going according to plan.
Aye, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your...
How you doing? My name is Dominic Gatlin. I'm a therapeutic mental health professional here at Grow Community, and I've been here for 3 years now. I received my undergrad at Holy Cross College. I got my bachelor's in arts and psychology there. But I realized soon after graduating, there weren't a lot of opportunities and experiences for people like me, for men like me. You know, so I found myself, driving for a lift for a time period. And then after that, I found myself hanging doors. And I was on Facebook and I saw an ad for Grow Community. And it said, therapeutic services for black men and young boys. And I said, wow, that's powerful. And that was what drew me to the organization. Man, so after finding Grow Community, man, I would really say I found my purpose and found what I'm supposed to be doing with my life and how I'm supposed to impact my community. You hear all the time when people say you get up and go to work, but it don't really feel like work. That's what it feels like when I come to Grow. So if you're about to graduate, or if you were even like me, somebody who had graduated but still were trying to find their purpose, looking for their role in the world, I would advise you to come to Grow. Because with Grow, you can be a part of the change.
Yeah. And we back off commercial break. We back off commercial break.
Don't say it again. I feel like you was about to say it again.
You feel like I was gonna say it again?
Yeah.
I wasn't finna say it again. Um, we back our commercial break. Look,
I told.
but now everybody, we joined by a special guest, none other than Mr. Aaron Mallory, the CEO of Grow Community. How's it going, brother?
Hi, Aaron.
Thanks for having me. I'm doing good, man. How you doing, man?
We're doing amazing. We're doing amazing. We're doing amazing, man. So, uh, Aaron, tell us a little bit about Grow. Let's start there. Let's break the ice. Tell us a little bit about Grow Community.
Yeah, so Grow Community, we're a community mental health center. Started in Chicago, far south side of Chicago, the greater Roseland area. Our mission is molding boys and healing broken men. And we do that by being intentional about creating real authentic clinical services, particularly for boys and men, and particularly African American boys and men. Our niche is that we provide black male counselors to address the need of the boys and young men within our community. Substantial amount of clients that we work with are young people on probation through Cook County probation, men coming home from Illinois Department of Corrections, but also moms who, just trying to find a positive male figure for their son, somebody who they can, have talk to their son about the things they're dealing with, whether in the community, in the house, or et cetera. So, um, started off with an idea, and God's been good, and we've grown pretty quickly. So we're in Chicago, we're in Peoria, we're in Rockford. We just opened up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we really have an ambitious goal to really fill the void within our community. And the other thing too, I think that separates us, or at least we really cater to the Medicaid population. Oftentimes, individuals who have Medicaid have a hard time getting quality mental health services. And, with this being Mental Health Awareness Month, oftentimes, you know, if you don't have good insurance, it's really hard to get quality mental health services. And so for us, we're trying to change that. Like, it shouldn't be about how much money you got. If you need quality services, you should be able to get it. And so our services are really catered to the Medicaid population.
Okay. All right. I was about to just bring up that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. That's probably that kind of sparked the conversation to get you on the show with us today. You and I have a 15-year history, and we always like to go back and debate about certain things.
Always good. It's always good dialogue, though. It's always good dialogue. Yes.
This is great dialogue. So I guess we can start there. Like when we start talking about Mental Health Awareness Month, and then you just mentioned that this is a resource and a really need in our community. But you feel like is it hard for people to obtain it, or is it something that you feel like people just don't know about?
And I think it's a combination of both, right? I think uh, part of it, we still have a stigma in our community about mental health, right? Like where it's like, nah, I don't need to talk to anybody about what's going on. I can deal with it myself, especially for boys and men. Like we kind of taught, like, hey, tough it out, figure it out yourself. And mental health is like this taboo thing, right? So I think part of it is like lack of education, is stigma around it, and then the other part of it is there is a shortage, right? A lot of community mental health centers or agencies out here, there's a wait list, and even just looking at the data, like, most agencies that provide these services are backlogged. One, because of the shortage of professionals in the space. I think two is because people are reaching out and need it. But it's just not enough clinicians out here to be able to provide those services. And I think if we dig a little deeper for Black men specifically, there's a shortage of Black male clinicians in this space as well. And so if you do get a Black man or a Black teen that says, hey, I want a male, particularly that wanting to talk to somebody, is such a shortage of having somebody they can connect with, and therapeutic rapport, having somebody that you can connect with is everything. Like, when you're in therapy, you want somebody that understands you, that can connect with you, that it's not like you just talking to somebody and they kind of clueless, right? And so having somebody that look like you, that can connect to you, is super important to create that treatment process. And unfortunately, in our community is limited, right? So I think those variables are kind of what's tied into the challenges that's taking place.
I have a question. So, with you all working with, I know you say you work with Black moms as well, but primarily just working with Black males. What are some initiatives or some things that you, or I would say incentives, initiatives, or things that your program provides that makes Black males more comfortable to come and get your services? Because I feel like out of a lot of different demographics, it's very hard to get a Black man to seek help mentally, or go to therapy, or even like like group sessions or things like that. So what are some
That's
things
real.
you guys do?
No, that's real. Uh, a lot of our clients, well, a nice amount, are kind of like mandated to come to us, and that kind of sound. And if they mandated, like like it's very frequent. We'll get wives or girlfriends calling and say, "Hey, my boyfriend or husband needs to talk to somebody, and we on the rocks. And if he don't do this, I don't know how this relationship is going to go, right?" Or it's moms, right? And so oftentimes it is that reluctance. And one of the things that we've done though is to say, hey, this isn't going to be like a traditional counseling session. So it's not like you're gonna walk into a room, sit on the couch, and talk. Right? We'll come to you. With our teens, our staff will pull up and we might play basketball first, or get on a PS4. Like I play video games, or just engage in activities where it's going to build that rapport. Where it's like, first, I want you to know that I'm down to earth. Let's get to know each other. Let's go out to eat and just talk first. And, we ain't got to dig into the clinical part, but just let's kind of build that camaraderie. And oftentimes that was kind of like breaks the ice and kind of, builds that rapport so that then we can start really addressing the things that are going on. And even our young people that are on probation or our men coming in from IDOC, like they're reluctant in the beginning, but afterwards, all their conditions are done, they're still sticking around. Like it's very common that guys stay around afterwards because it's just having somebody now that you can connect with. But again, it's just that whole thought. And I think just as men and boys, we're taught, like I said earlier, to kind of hold these things in and don't talk to anybody. And so it's that reluctance. And once you see like it's something different, it's a smoother path.
Do you do well outside of like doing things like playing basketball and going out? Do you guys do things like within a group with like all of your clients together? Like, do they get to build a community within themselves?
Yeah. So we provide group counseling, and we have two like very unique group counselings. One is for our men who come home from prison. We have a clinical workforce program, we call it, where they do groups, incorporating cognitive behavioral therapy and really just working through like, hey, how do you recognize your thoughts and how your thoughts are tied to emotions and how your beliefs drive your thoughts and emotions. But in these group settings, these guys are able to really process what they were dealing with. Oftentimes the risky situations that they may have put themselves in that led them into the criminal justice system. And then from there, we have an in-house screen print facility where they work and make t-shirts together, kind of learn just the business work ethic of kind of working in like an assembly type setting to prepare them for being able to go into unsubsidized jobs and be able to help them enhance their employment opportunities. And then we have another group for guys who are first-time weapon offenders. In the state of Illinois, unlawful use of a weapon is a class 4 felony. And so particularly in Chicago, there's a substantial amount of black men that are getting arrested for this. It's really, I think it's a new form of mass incarceration. We had drugs in the 80s and 90s. Now they're just using guns on us. And so, though, we do groups for these guys to help them get a second chance. And so, again, it's the opportunity for them to talk about why they're carrying these firearms illegally. Oftentimes, it's not knowing the laws. Others, it's just they're scared in their community, don't feel like police or anybody is doing anything and need to find a form of safety. And so, in these group settings, they're able to really process the things they're dealing with in their community, also recognize the trauma that's happened in their lives that they were never able to label as trauma, right? And so being able to hear other stories like, yo, that happened to me, and I didn't recognize that's why I'm acting or doing the things I'm doing as well. So definitely the group components are something that's important to us and really being intentional about creating that space for our clients.
What's the outcome of them usually? I don't know if you can talk about this, but what is the outcome of them usually when it clicks, like when they start to recognize their trauma and process through their trauma and really start to understand like why this happened because I reacted this way and now it's affecting me like this. Because I teach at a juvenile delinquent center, but I teach digital literacy. But of course, you still have to get to know the guys, and we still have to like some type of bond for them to be able to trust me, or otherwise they're gonna come in my class and be like, I'm not doing this, and there's nothing you can do about it. So what are usually like the aftermath, like the outcome of them really realizing what's going on inside?
Yeah, everybody is different, right? And it varies, right? I'll tell you a story. I remember I had a 10-year-old I was doing counseling with, and he had came to my office because he had been diagnosed with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, just bouncing off the wall, can't focus, cutting up in school. But after a while of building rapport, and really just kind of allowing him to process just kind of life in general, he said to me, Aaron, I think I know why I'm the way I am, and I keep getting in trouble in school. And he said, I can't get the image out of my mind when I saw my mom being strangled by my father, and I couldn't do nothing about it. And he said that image just keeps lingering, right? And when we talk about, mom being abused and kids witnessing that, that's a form of adverse child experiences. That's a form of toxic stress, right? But like he identified, like when that happened, I saw that that's what created this behavior. But I think during the therapy, he was able to process this out and able to have conversations and dialogue and recognize it. And at 10, we started to see, like, as we processed that experience, that attention started to be well managed. It started, those symptoms started to reduce. But like he had to get to the point where he recognized what was the trigger of that, right? And I think too, in our community, when we talk about adverse child experiences, toxic stress is young people being exposed to events, whether that's abuse in the household, neglect, somebody in the household went to prison, somebody in the house using drugs, moms cursing their kids out like, shut the F up, why are you doing it, right? Which is kind of popular in our community and our culture, right? It's been passed down. All those things are stressors that creates neurological implications, right? Where then it could be a byproduct of can't focus, becoming impulsive, right? Becoming angry, depression, right? And so what happens is that you have these experiences going on in a household that don't go touched, and then now we start seeing these behaviors and outcomes like this, right? And so when somebody recognizes that, so in the group setting, somebody recognizes like, yo, that happened to me in my house. That's why I've been acting like this. It's almost like an aha moment, but it's almost like a feeling of like, oh, it makes sense. And it's like I always wonder why I turn up and I go from 0 to 100 real quick, or why I'm always angry, and it's never like, but they never recognize that this is part and the research and the science around it. And then when you start having these conversations, it's like it all starts making sense. And I think for them, they're able to like paint the picture and the puzzle pieces start to make clear. And then once it's clear, then you can really start processing and really addressing those things that are taking place.
Yeah, and then the aftermath of that is being able, especially if you're still sometimes in that situation, because I know a lot of my guys, like when they get out of the juvenile delinquent program, they end up going right back to like the neighborhood or the household where everything happened at. So it's like you triggered all over again, even though you could spend 4 to 5 days in this program, you still have to go home to what you're used to. So do you guys have like a step after they complete the program, or do you guys send them to like a different program to kind of just get them elevated within society?
Yeah, that's a good point. And so like our discharge process is when the client feel like they've completed the process, right? And things have been done. And so, everybody's discharge part is going to be different. But to your point is that if you are dealing with trauma in your community and you have to go right back into that same community, it's really hard to change, right? And
Yeah.
so, I think that's something that's been pressing on me for a while. And I love the work we're doing, but I don't think it's enough. And I don't think it's going to be enough until we start addressing this at the macro level. Like, how do we
Yeah.
start creating safer communities?
Cause
How do we start educating communities?
I've had guys who like straight up told me like I'm safer in here. Like it's easier in here than me being outside.
Yeah, like if you 14 and I've had clients and we got clients now, 14-year-old who says to me, uh, I've lost my family members and friends to gun violence, and I know I can't go down certain streets because if I go down that street, that's my life. He's not saying, oh, I might get jumped in a fight. He's saying, no, somebody's going to kill me, or I'm not riding the CTA because that's my life. And this is the United States of America. Why is a 14-year-old scared and concerned on how they navigate their own community?
In
Um,
a free country.
in a free country, but I guarantee you, they pigment one like mine or yours, something to be done about that. And I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole right now, unless Cordell trigger me. But like, but like for real though, like that's not normal, but it's normal in our community, and it's like it shouldn't be. Like the level of death that our young people experience, which is another form of trauma, witnessing, experience, and seeing that, right? That it shouldn't be that way. And so, like going back to your point, like how do you help individuals integrate back into the community, or after they get these services, or your guys saying like, yo, I'd rather be in here, it's safer here than going back out. I think we really got to think on a macro level, how do we change the constructs of our communities that creates this lack of feeling safety? Like when we think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's a theory of like how do you get to your purpose or self fulfillment or like actualization, right? And after food, water, and shelter, number 2 is safety. Like if you don't feel safe, it's hard to get to your purpose in life. It's hard to get to like full fulfillment of life if you don't feel safe. And oftentimes in our communities, we got a lot of young brothers out here, just brothers in general, sisters too. They're not feeling safe. And so I think that's something that, like I think we're doing okay work, but until we can address this macro level and really start shifting the narrative, start shifting what is should be normal, what's not, I think we're gonna continue to have these challenges, But I'm optimistic that, we're gonna get there in this lifetime, Lord willing, we're gonna get there though.
Nah, I would love to see it in this lifetime for myself as well. Because as being a teen black man in South Side Chicago, I definitely remember, and I definitely got cousins and friends, and even myself when I was young. Like, yo, it's certain neighborhoods I can't go to because something could happen to me. You know what I mean? Or I can't be around these type of people. And like to this day, and when you explain certain stuff like that, certain people, like how you say, like different pigmentation, different communities, different cultures, they don't even understand what you're talking about. When you tell somebody like, nah, I can't really go kick it on that block, or I can't be over here like that because I don't know who's there, And that type of trauma, and it shouldn't be able to live with people. And I see that with our young people all the time. It be affecting them from getting jobs. I know a lot of them that won't work anywhere because they like, yo, I'm too exposed. You know what I mean? So that's affects our community on so many levels. Now it's affecting our economy, affecting the money that flows to. And that's why I think that's kind of has something to do with why a lot of them want us to start robbing. Like why you see them just robbing, turning to crime because they can't make an honest living because, like how you said, they can be exposed. Um, but I know, so we just gonna pray and we just continue to support people like Mallory and just doing the work, and to change that narrative and give more opportunities and resources to the community. I do know one of the things that you and I go back and forth on is because of music. And I'm in music, I'm in entertainment, we're in music entertainment. And you, we had to, you mentioned, and I'm gonna let you take it from here. You mentioned that music is a form of therapy and it can help us through a lot of things, right? But the issue that we have a lot of time in our community is the music that we listen to. It doesn't calm us or it doesn't help us bring peace. It actually fuels that violence, fuels that trauma, fuels the anxiety. So I'm gonna give you the floor for you to speak on that.
I'm on your side, Aaron, just to let you know.
Well,
I agree
you
with
know,
you.
I think when we like this is how I look at it, right? Like we think about drill music, right? And like people will say, and I agree. Like part of drill music is talking about the culture, the environment in which you're in which you're growing up, right? And so it's like, all right, we're talking about it, but then you do have certain messaging that's being promoted that goes back to, like I said earlier, like black men being arrested for unlawful use of weapons, like it's crazy in Cook County, and they all black. Like 75% of the arrests are black, right? And are getting classed for felonies. But that's a byproduct of what's being normalized of how life is supposed to be in regards to carrying guns, where now it's a fad, where, so we got 13, 14-year-olds coming in probation because they got ARs and they got switches, and that's what's being promoted and what they listening to. And they're like a couple kids, like we get about 40 kids a month. And out of those 40 kids, 35 got gun cases, right? And out of that 35, 20 to 25 was because of some switches or something. Like I think we got to think about they listening to it, and now it's fragmented because they listening to the kids on their block that's rapping about this stuff, right? Like it ain't even like they listening to mainstream like that. It's that local rapper that's on your local block, and this is what they talking about. That's reinforcing all this stuff, and it's real, it's reality, right? And my critics say to me, "Well, Aaron, you got other races, other people. They listen to this, they have fun. Or other people they listen, and they don't do nothing to them." But I think the thing is that when you're listening to something and this is your reality and this is all you hear, this is all you see, then you think this is how life is supposed to be. It's different when you got stepped out, went to another area, another neighborhood, another community. You saw how life is. You live in a different life, and this is fun. This is entertainment. I step in and step out. But a lot of our kids in our communities, this is all they know. Like I don't know. It's two theories or studies that were done, right? And one was with dogs, and basically they put and now I don't like the study because I'm a dog lover. I got a dog, so but the study is interesting in the sense that they took dogs, they put them in a cage, right, and they kind of put like electricity by the door, and every time the dog would try to leave that door, they would shock the dog. After a while, the dog said, "Forget it, I'm not going to the door anymore," and they just laid in a cage. But then that dog had puppies, and the puppies were taught the same thing. So they didn't even try to escape the door. And then those puppies had puppies. It was the same thing. And so what happens is it's learned helplessness. It's a condition. And so it's the same thing in our community. We've been conditioned to be this way. It's a perpetual cycle. It's what we taught, it's what we see, whether in media and TV, our environment. We're fueled these things and we think this is how life is supposed to be. Now, some people are able to see something different and step out, right? And so I'm not saying it's everybody. But like we got kids who we work with who have never left or seen downtown Chicago, or let alone ever left Chicago in their little radius community. Like that's a reality that happens a lot, right? So if all you see is one particular environment and then the music you listen to, it ain't give you no hope. It ain't give you none. It's telling you to do the same thing. We got the ops, we da da da. It's reinforcing these same behaviors psychologically. And then we have this perpetual, like nobody else, no other race has the level of media that we have that promotes what it promotes and what it does, right? Now, I mean, just let's like impact. I'm about to put some research out that shows it, right? So, because I know we got to get to the data, so I'm working on that. But like, nobody else is like being conditioned in our community the way it is. And like, my question is, why is that? Like, and again, we can go deeper into this. So, so now we got somebody that's dealing with depression. We got somebody that's dealing with trauma, right? You got somebody who witnessed their cousin be killed and there's no like hope. They listen to the same thing, and so it's that hey retaliation. Let me do something, and so then this person then ends up in the same situation, either dead or incarcerated. But it's because of the environment and because of the ear gates, right? Like I mean, your ear gates, all this stuff is like it's important that we recognize what we feed ourselves, right?
What we feed ourselves. No, that's valid because I know personally. I literally like we just having this conversation and we could probably I don't know we got the picture with all with the
are
little
we
dude
putting that up?
when the little dudes
Can we put that on
was
YouTube?
pointing. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was a viral picture of these rappers from Chicago.
Did it go viral?
Yeah,
It went
definitely on
definitely
Facebook.
went
Facebook,
viral.
No Jumper talked about it.
Yeah, it went on all the little blog sites. That's why Joel Q called them out. Like, why y'all promoting this negative stuff? But it's a bunch of rappers from the city, and they in a circle doing a Spider-Man meme, but they're holding guns at each other. You know the Spider-Man meme when they look at each other like that, they point at each other, but they're just pointing they're pointing guns at each other.
Oh, I ain't gonna say that.
But it's little things like that, like how you just said they just fool because all the kids think it's cool. Like, oh, that's cool, so I'm gonna do that with my friends, or I'm gonna have the guns out with my friend, like 'cause that they think that was cool. And the way hip hop is going now, like at first I was with me, the debate me and you used to have was that the people are rapping, it's the product of the environment. It's the same thing when NWA came out, like everybody was just rapping the product of their environment. Where they come in, they just telling their truth. But now it's to a point now where it's like, and I don't know if it's because I've been exposed to more now, and I've been to college, and I traveled the world, and I've seen things. Well, that's not my environment. That's not my reality no more. So I don't even like listening to that type of music. Like I'm throwing on R&B, I'm throwing on Nas, I'm throwing on some Afro beats, things that's gonna make me think, make me feel good, that give me motivation. Like I ain't really thinking about, what I'm saying, no killing and stuff like that. But I do understand when I'm listening to Kill Shit by G Herbo, or not a shout out, just not saying G Herbo, but just certain music when I'm outside, give me a different aggression. Like when I'm in the club, like why he looking at me like that? And it really be like, nah, G. Like ain't nobody getting shot to Bob Marley. Like
That's how I be feeling like when people be fighting. When people be fighting at like R&B concerts, it's like, bro, Monica's singing. Like, why are y'all fighting at a Monica concert? Like, we supposed to be loving on each other.
Like Brit Fire ass concerts be looking smooth.
Okay, like a vibe.
It be like a vibe, and I think that's why I'm at in life, because that's what I've been exposed to. But when you go back to the community, a lot of the shorties, they not exposed to it. And that's kind of the reason why we got this platform, What's the Word, to elevate voices and try to expose people to different things. So like I'm conceding on air that I'm on your side with this argument. We've been going back and forth with this argument for years.
Yeah, you the first person to ever get Cody take
I can go home now. I'm good. I got back.
It's done.
Me and Mallory would go back and forth like literally when I first told her to get on the show, you like, yo, no, you know how I am. Because he was gonna go.
Okay, you made some very valid point. Even in the media space, like I think the big difference between like the shorties in like the media space and how we portray, or how like that culture is portrayed in the media space. Everybody on the media side just looks at it as entertainment when they know it to be their reality. So when you looking at something that you live through every day and you're with these artists that's making 600K, 700K views on the video that they put out, and they shot it on the block and spent like $400 on it, and you see everybody sharing it and posting it, you think, that's the way that I gotta stop doing it. My nail is gone. Sorry, I forgot what I said. You'll think that, that's the way that life's supposed to go. Like, that's your reality. Like you said, you're not exposed to anything else. But everybody else on the other side, on the receiving end of it, they have a choice. They can step into it when they pre-gaming. We can step into it when we in the club. But 8 o'clock in the morning the next day, we putting on our suits, how we going to work. Like, we have that choice to click out. And a lot of people that are still in our neighborhoods and still around this culture, they don't have that choice. Or they don't think that they have that choice.
I don't know how true this is. So I'm not in tune with everything, but I saw something that said Future said he don't do drugs, and if that's true, these kids are doing so much of these drugs. Like, we got kids that are doing opioids and Xanax. It's crazy, and
Because the amount of futures in the world, everybody
so
else doing drugs.
So if he's not and promoting this, I mean, it's bogus either way. But if he's really not doing these drugs and then we got so many kids that we work with who are doing these drugs as a byproduct, as a coping mechanism, and I know they learned this as a coping mechanism by the music and the culture that they see. So they're trying to deal with their trauma, but they popping these pills and they doing all this stuff because they feel like that's what get them at a base level to calm down a little bit. And so my thing is, it's scary to say that somebody is creating all of this content. I mean, majority of his content, that's what he's promoting. If he's not doing it, that's the thing about media, is that we have to be conscious of what we put out here, because young people are listening to this and thinking this is how life is supposed to be. And and it's very dangerous. And so I think, you asked this question about, like, what do we do about, our guys that go get done with treatment, we got to go back to these communities, or the guys that's locked up currently, and they say they feel safer here, and they don't feel safe going back into their community. I really feel like on the macro level, we got to address this media game. And I'm not saying protest and rally, that ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, you got to play the game that's being played. Like, we got to play the same way that's being played, right? But for positive, right? Like, how do we control our media? How do we start putting out content that's hot? Like, because the thing is, you can't put out some stuff that's cheesy. People not gonna listen to it. But I think we got to really start challenging what is the authenticity of what we put out. And, like, hey, there's got to be a certain level to it. Like, we can't just be, we're content with putting out trash. We content, and when I say trash, this messaging, like, this we allow it. We're cool with it, right? And we get excited about it, right? And somebody, because they got some jewelry, they looking good, right? We glorify that. I think we gotta be cool with challenging that. And it's got to be cool to be like, hey, you know what? I'm upright. I went to college. I'm doing what's good, and I could be an artist and putting out some dope stuff, and it's hot. Like I think it's possible. I know it's possible, but we got to play that same game, right? And the industry is backed by a lot of people that got money, and they got marketing schemes, they got marketing plans. They're very tact in what they do, and so I think we got to be thinking the same way, like, because at the end of the day, all this stuff is a business. It's just a business for our demise. Essentially, we lead all the bad stuff. We lead in men that are incarcerated. The leading cause of death of black men in this country is homicide. Between the ages of 0 and 34, we dying by homicide. We ain't dying, like, you look at the chart, everybody else is like accidental death. Accidental is small for us. It's homicide. And ain't nobody else dying nowhere near the homicide like how we dying across this country. But then we think about what's being reinforced and what we listen to, right? Like, and for me, I'm just confused why the dots haven't been connected, right? Because, like, it's like we're annihilating ourselves. We're not in our communities, and it seems like we cool with it, or we seem like it's supposed to be this way, or it's normal, or it is what it is. And so, and it all ties right back to the mental health, because trauma is real. Exposure to adverse child experiences is real, and I think we got to get to the core of that. So I'll go on a tangent with this all day, Cordell. You know how I am, but
We'll have to bring
um,
it back.
yeah, like, I mean, I just really appreciate y'all putting this platform out here and, just giving me the space. And of course, encouraging mental health. Like if you feeling like you've been down and out, or you're just dealing with stuff, like feel free to reach out to Grow 773-253-8385. We got clinicians. There's no wait list. I'm really intentional about that. Like we're very aggressive in making sure that if a brother calls and need help, he can get it. Like I don't play that. You got to wait 2 months or no, like because it's very important that we heal mentally. Because once we get right mentally as a community, then we can really lift our community up. But if we're not right here, we can't do anything else. And for so long, I mean, just think about the trauma as a people we've been through from slavery on. Like, I mean, there's research that shows that epigenetics is the impact of your DNA, and impressions of DNA change because of trauma, and it's passed down from generation to generation. Like, they did studies on the Holocaust to see individuals who were exposed in the Holocaust, their kids were having certain things, and it was all passed down. That trauma had an impact and changed their whole DNA expression. And you think about us as a people, the type of trauma we've been through from the Atlantic slave trade, all the way to what we've been through. That's a lot of trauma that's been passed down, right? I think moms have great intentions, but if they were abused or had things happen to them, it's been normalized, and so they do it to their kids, and so we have this perpetual cycle. I really feel like moms, they knew the moms understood what adverse child experiences was and toxic stress. They wouldn't do it in front of their kids, but they don't understand it and they don't know the ramifications of it, so they do it, right? So how do we create billboards, or how do we create buses that have created imagery that make a mom think, or commercials, or on social media you see things that's created that make a mom think like, oh my goodness, I didn't know when I do that in front of my son that can have an impact on him. Stuff like that. Like that's the type of game I think we got to start playing. So yeah.
No, I think this is a conversation very needed. We definitely appreciate you coming over here, and the last little bar that you just said, the way just thinking of different ways to make us think, because we get it's shout out to my barber Enos. He put this in my ear. He said every time you see a new ad, every time you walk out the door, probably every like 5 seconds you're being sold some type of ad, some type of indirect billboard product or something like that. So we're seeing ads all the time to tell us to go buy some stuff. Why don't we have some ads, some imagery, some murals, some things that's out there that's making us think or just helping us? What is it? Not indirect. What's the column when it's not like it's not indirectly, but it's like
Subliminal messages.
yeah, subliminal messages. Like you get some subliminal messages to help you think and just help you better your household and how your relationships you got with your kids. Because even when you talked about trauma and DNA, like anybody seen that movie, the Amazon show Them?
I'm scared to watch it.
Them? Them is definitely an example of being trauma in your DNA. So from season 1 all the way to season 2, I don't think if you Aaron, I guarantee you should watch this show. But season 1 is taking place in the 1950s. It's a family moved from the rural South. They moved to LA. Dad works for like NASA or something like that. Mom just take care of kids. But the white people, it's like some crazy stuff happening to them that they don't want them in their neighborhood. It's just talk about it. It opens up explaining redlining. That's what I'm gonna say like that. It opens up explaining redlining. And from the bank's perspective, like why we don't want this, or how we gonna increase the interest rate and escrow and all that for redlining for people of color. That's how the series open up. Crazy. Season 2 is basically 30 years later to like the 1990s, and it's showing like it's the same family, but one of the daughters that experienced all that trauma in the 1950s, she gave up her kids because she was like it was just too much on us, so she gave her kids up for adoption, and it just showed them in like the foster care system and how it was affecting them in like trauma. Like one of them had like trauma, and make a long story short, when I tweeted like man, like it's some I think I tweeted like they had trauma in their DNA. And I think Wall Street Trapper, he retweeted like, "No, we got trauma in our DNA," and that was like some real shit. Like black people as in general in our culture, like we a lot of trauma in our DNA. So that was a bar, man. Mally, Aaron, man, you could talk all day. Like this is this is us. This is us, man. We appreciate you for coming on, man.
Thank you.
You already let us know. Let the people know one more time how they can get in contact with Grow.
Yeah. So our number for intake is 773-253-8385. Website growcommunity.org. And if you put Grow Community on all the social media, GRO, no W, GRO community. You can find us as well.
Yeah, we gonna get that posted up on the we gonna get that posted up on the socials too. So anybody watching gonna get that posted up on social media for What's the Word. Follow us, and you will be able to get in contact with them for Mental Health Awareness Month and just anything else they got going on in the future. We gonna have Aaron back. We have him back.
Yeah, we should do like a mental health check-in segment or something like once a month.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I like that. Look at that. We coming up with content. Look.
Great job.
All right, newbies, man. Appreciate you, man. And we gotta talk soon,
Yo,
man.
take care.
Yo.
Cody, you gotta stop bringing out these Kappas on the string.
This is achievement. You see how we moving?
Yeah,
what other fraternity moving like
I'm
this?
gonna start bringing
The news finna change the black community.
One noob at a time.
Hey, that's how we doing. How we doing and how we doing.
Everybody that come on the street is a Kappa.
I know a few alphas that doing something with their life. Shout out to Jeff. If you know why, he just had a birthday on Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff. That's the homie. He did his thing. But you know, the news taking over. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot Chris was still on here. He gonna have something to say when he come back.
About the news?
Yeah. Look.
Where we at with it? We getting no time.
Let's get into the mess.
We gonna skip some of these topics.
Let's talk about Diddy.
Let's get into Diddy. J. Marie, take us away.
The diddler. What, the diddler? What y'all want to talk about? You want to talk about the video? You want to talk about the apology?
Let's do short on the video, more so on the apology, because I feel like it'll just tie everything together. I don't think we should watch the video.
Yeah. No, I don't think we should watch the video. I feel like the video was very triggering for a lot of people who have experienced domestic violence. I think that on one hand, it was needed because I feel like a lot of people were, saying they were trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Even after she made, the statement she did in her lawsuit, people were still questioning if it was valid. Was it a money grab? Was it this? Was it that? So I think the video was needed for several reasons. I feel like, but the main one is that to send a clear message to people, especially people of power, is that you are not above anything. And we're seeing this in this situation with Diddy. He's not above the law. He might have been for some years, but now everything that you do, it catches up to you eventually. So I feel like in this situation, it was very much needed to show other people of power and even just regular people that you're not above anything. And so I think it was needed. And yeah, I mean, it's very unfortunate that happens to her.
It is,
but it was something that, I felt like it was something that a lot of people, domestic violence survivors, kind of relived and had to watch that. And that was something that was a huge talk on social media, is that aspect of it, like being triggered because a lot of domestic violence survivors went through similar situations. So it created a lot of dialogue, I think, between abuse victims and
yeah. I think one of the most triggering parts about even watching the video, like just watching it and just especially being like a millennial or Gen Z or like growing up in hip hop, like just knowing that era when Cassie was, making her music and going on red carpets, and we just think of they're just dynamite as a couple. Yeah, and you just see everything that unfolded that we never got to see that happened around that era. Like I think that and just even thinking about her, like having to relive all this, and I do give her a lot of grace for not saying anything, not coming to the internet, not crying on the internet, not even putting up a post saying that I feel this way. Like I know she has people that spoke on her behalf, but of course, like she hasn't come out and said nothing. And I give her grace for that, because in the climate where people feel like nothing is valid until you do it in front of people, like I give her a lot of grace for that. And I hate that she has to relive this entire thing. And I really believe that this is the beginning of a lot of stuff that's about to be unveiled.
Cat Williams warned us.
Cat Williams set the premise for 2024. Somebody need to give that man a Nobel Peace Prize.
He said
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cody.
No, you go ahead. You got it.
No. Go ahead.
No,
No, I was just gonna say, huh?
Go ahead.
go
I
ahead,
think
Jody.
the thing that bothered me the most is like just the aspect of like people saying, well, why she stood, because that seems to be the biggest conversation surrounding when women come forward in general. Why did they stay? Why didn't they say something sooner? I seen people even after the video came out, people were like, "Oh, that was 10 years ago."
Wow.
Like,
Somebody said
and
that.
so
It's so
yeah, I
stupid.
seen people
Well,
saying
People say
the
stuff like
people
crazy
that
stuff.
in
that
the
because
comments.
I've seen both sides. I feel like on me socially, I've seen a lot of how could he do that to her, and if he did
Absolutely,
that
but
to
then you see
her,
that other
imagine who
side of
else he's done it to.
Yeah.
it.
But I also seen a lot of people saying, why is it just now coming out now because of the statute of limitations that was on the video.
I see. I was thinking for the video part, I was trying to probably try to connect it back to the raid that went down at his house like a month ago. Like maybe the
They
feds
found the
got
video in
maybe
there.
they got a hold of this footage and now it's giving more like truth to the claims that like Cassie made in her lawsuit against him. And I think
Yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't know where exactly they found the video.
yeah, so because
Well, they said
allegedly
if Diddy had the video, then 9 times out of 10 it was
They
found
found it in the
in the
raid.
raid.
because it said
So
he paid 50K for the video
he
at
did
the
pay
hotel.
50K. So that's probably the lighthearted version of what other type of content they have.
Oh, for sure.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So
Yeah.
I'm about to. I want to propose this question. Oh Lord Jesus is crazy. Cause I remember like his son told me, y'all raided the wrong house. That was crazy too.
He ain't know, Chris. I don't pay attention to celebrity kids like that. They don't know.
You put
But,
this song out, they put the tape out.
It was giving Malibu's Most Wanted. Like, you want to trick on yourself. Like, you know you're not supposed to be in this realm. Like, come on now.
But back to a serious note dealing with that. He apologized. Do you guys think the apologies were sincere?
No.
I
No.
think that he is very apologetic for what he did. Now, in that moment, not at all. Maybe 3 years after he beat her ass, not at all. But
That's crazy.
at this moment with his apology, I feel like there could be some sincerity within the apology, but I also feel like a large percentage of that sincerity is because you know that your life is about to be in shambles.
Yeah.
It's not entirely.
So let me ask you this.
Oh.
She finna pot. Come on now.
I'm sorry, it's a bit of a delay on my end.
No, go ahead.
You said she for the pie, huh? Go ahead, pie. We been need Jay Marie the pie. Come on.
Oh, she.
Okay. He was sorry when he made that video. He was sorry, but then released a statement months before that when the lawsuit came out and said enough is enough. And all of these allegations, this is a money grab and this, and this. Your apology should have been after you paid that money out to her and said released in a statement saying, yo, I'm sorry. I paid her whatever this. He continued this whole
Narrative
of,
that nothing
I'm
happened.
innocent.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I feel
So how
like,
can you be sorry at that point?
but also when you think about the team he has around him, when you think about lawyers, when you think about publicists, they probably really thought that they had a hand on this. I'm not saying we don't know. Like, nobody knows but God his level of sincerity. But for me looking at it, are you laughing? Oh, you just breathed? Really? So his level of sincerity, we don't know. Only God really knows. But I would have felt like it would have probably been a higher percentage of sincerity if he would not have came out 2 months ago and said that all of this is false. Like you said, you can easily say, I did it. I apologize. It was 8 years ago. I'm gonna pay her $3 million for this, and of course you're still gonna get some backlash. But at least you told the truth. So when you do come out with an apology, when the next video comes out, because there's gonna be another video, I feel like there's gonna be something
There's
else.
gonna be so
like
much
we
more
about to
coming
see the
from
freak
this.
offs.
I don't want to, but it's gonna be some
I wanna
wild
see
stuff
the
that's
freak
coming
offs
out.
of it.
I feel like
Sorry.
Oh man, I just feel like it's gonna be so many people that we look up to in like the hip hop
Oh,
community.
this is the beginning of a
This is the
demise, and
beginning.
I feel so bad because it's like when I had kids and we cleaning up on Saturday morning, you know how much music I can't play no more?
Oh, for sure.
Like that's so messed up. That is so
We just
messed
It's
gonna be
up.
left
And
true.
with
this is
ice
the
It's
spice.
true.
beginning. This is only the beginning. Then they tried to bring Mary J. Blige down. Y'all saw Danny Boy?
They
Wait, what?
really did. They
What's good
really
about
did.
that?
Danny Boy said Mary J. Blige was flying him out when he was 16 years old, child, trying
Oh,
to, yeah.
oh,
Don't come for Auntie Mary.
oh.
That's because she got that Giuseppe deal them boots just dropped.
I think it's somewhere
Oh
borderline.
my
It's
gosh.
It's the-
I'm
So I
serious.
wanna
Go
I wanna
ahead, girl.
actually switch I want to actually switch gears on this conversation of the apology because I just feel like we don't need to give
Please.
him any more shine on this. But what I want to talk about, this is something me and Bree had a conversation with over the weekend, is this, a lot of people were looking at Cassie and looking at, her quote unquote, like that, I'm not going to say quote unquote. Her, she has found her happily ever after this situation. She's with a man that is protecting her and loving her. And, within that, we look at on one hand as domestic violence victims who are currently in this situation. Maybe they feel they can't see the other side of what that looks like to be happy, to be protected by a man, any of those things. Cassie probably didn't see that in that moment that she was going through it, and then now she's on the other side of that and experiencing life differently. But on the other same hand, she's also having to relive all of these things that are like, it didn't even happen to me on the video, like it happened to her, but I'm saying, like, I was triggered by my own things, and a lot of women were triggered by their own things, so I can't imagine how she feels. So I pose this question of, like, does it really get better? Does it get better? How do you come out of that? On one hand, like I said, she looks happy, but we don't really know because she's having to relive all of this again. Does it get better?
I I think she's doing what she needs to do to even see if it gets better. Because although
Mm.
she is married, she has kids, she has a beautiful family, she might have a beautiful life, but she probably still wakes up with nightmares in the middle of the night. Like that man could
Hmm.
probably drop a dish and she get them running through the running away. Like you never know what can trigger her. And those triggers can last for the rest of her life, but you never it's just one of those things where like you ain't got the answer sway. But there are tactics, there are initiatives that you can indulge in that can possibly not always, it's not always concrete, but you can possibly, get through this by, if you got to put that man in jail, he behind bars and he can't do it to nobody else, that might make you sleep better at night. If you have to get $3 million and know like I got something up out of it, that might make you sleep better at night. And that's why I
Hmm.
don't like when people say like, "Oh, it's just a money grab. Why you have to sue this person? Why can't you just go to therapy?" She's probably tried all that she can. Cassie is still not broke. Like even with or without the 3 million, like Cassie is not broke. So she probably tried all that she can, and it's not really saving her. It's not giving her ease. So she's gonna continue to try to find her peace. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at anybody that ever does that. Just like all these men that's
Hmm.
doing it to them, like y'all trying to find y'all outlet and trying to find where do I place my aggression, and you misplacing it on every woman that come into your life. I don't have no problem with any woman that stands up and says like I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna make sure you're in jail. If I gotta take money from your kids, they shouldn't have been your offsprings. That's y'all fault. Like I don't have no problem with it. If she gotta be 70 years old and her kids fighting for her peace, I don't have a problem with it because it should not have happened.
Hmm. I think
Okay with
the
that.
main thing that I was gonna say the main thing I feel like I took away from this situation is although you go through the process of healing, it's something that always stays with you.
Hmm.
And you will move on from life and you will experience beautiful days and you will experience other memories that are beautiful, and you can thank yourself and God that you're on the other side of it. But I think that piece of you will always be there because it's something that traumatic that happened to you that's traumatic. And so, while it's encouraged to go to therapy and figure out ways to heal from that, I don't ever think that's something that you really truly fully heal from. You just learn how to adapt and then also speak to other people that have are either in the situation, or you may find some peace in that too. But I don't think it's ever something that you really truly it gets better, but it that stays with you.
I do like that. Um, Now there are a lot of women and men from like security guards and stylists and old assistants that are willing to speak up, and they are being very, and I think this is kind of different than the R. Kelly situation, because what I've what I've seen or what I've noticed is a lot of them are okay with being vulnerable and saying we
Mm-hmm.
knew how powerful he was and we were scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not afraid now to tell their side of the story. Like, I think one of her old friends came out and said back then in 2016, when it was reported that Diddy like dangled, it was supposed to be Wale, because
Yeah, yeah, I saw
Wale
that.
was supposed to had a recording session with Cassie and Diddy got jealous, and they said that he dangled Wale over the 17th floor. A woman came out and said no, it wasn't Wale. Said it was a woman. She didn't say who the woman was, but she said it was.
Wow.
But she said it was a woman that Diddy dangled over the 17th floor. There's another woman that came out and said that he had to like cover up Cassie bruises and dress her for a red
Yeah,
carpet.
her makeup artist. Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate the people that speaking up on behalf of Cassie. Like I really do. I really appreciate that.
Speaking of speaking up, Joe Budden has actually the last few days or the last 24 hours caused some backlash for speaking out and I guess, you know, saying whatever he said about Diddy, like shaming him in a sense of what happened. Tahiri came out and was like, yo, how dare you say anything when you put your hands on me? And then we also know that there were other situations with Joe Budden where women have accused him of abuse. What do you think about? Because I see both sides of something. I see the side of like, if you're no longer doing that, you should speak out. Like you should say something to hold your peers accountable because you went and did the work. You might have went to therapy. You might have did this and this, and okay, I've done the work. I figured out why I was abusive. I'm going to now hold my peers accountable for X, Y, and Z. Go ahead.
Um. All right. So in Joe's case, I want to make sure out there because we just putting that on his name. We're putting on his name, even though there's allegations. People said they did something. So in his case, he was never convicted of none of those things. So in this on record that he's mentioned that like, yo, he said himself like it was situations. If I didn't have, I think one of his friends was there. Somebody was there, or a neighbor saw it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would have been in jail based off how people are saying about my name. You know what I mean? And like I said, a lie, no one cares about the truth when the lies more entertaining. So I don't want us to sit here and say like, well, somebody accused Joe Budden for hitting them, and it's not me nowhere informed taking up for Joe Budden, but Joe Budden has not been acquitted. He's not been convicted of anything, and and it also brings me to the question too, like in situations where if we're in a domestic relationship, I'm not talking about if I'm beating on you. I'm talking we all know couples where they fight each other. Is that the same realm of somebody just really physically abusing you, or that's different? That's just a toxic relationship.
I just feel like nobody should put their hands on anybody. I don't think there's no mutual consent in beating somebody ass. I don't. That just don't make sense to me. I just don't. I really don't want to answer this question because it's like, hey, you want to be my ass?
Well, I
Sure,
think
be right. Let's do it. Like, no, that's not how the world works. I just don't. You can solve problems in a positive manner. Everything does not have to be forced with physical aggression, okay? Because then you take things to another level. Then cops get involved and things like that. But no, like it's the same thing.
I got a question real quick for like just to kind of play devil's advocate, right? do you think like is there a chance of redemption for something like this, right?
That was a question that I had as well.
Yeah, like
because
you think
Kelly Price got a lot of slack because she was like praying over him in the comments. Like, I pray that God heals you from this and you can move on with your life. Because we still forget, even though I was just talking about kids, we still forget this man got a lot of kids that has to suffer from this.
Yeah.
Nah, you just said they gotta sue their kids too.
I would sue your kids. I ain't gonna care with y'all. If I have to, if I'm not healed yet, I just might sue your offspring. But there are a large amount of kids that has to suffer from this, and I think that was the angle she was taking from it, because it's like if he crumbles, it's a whole lot of other people that crumbles under him that don't deserve it.
They don't.
But I
get what you're saying, but that's still.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. But she was catching a lot of slack for that, just because she was praying over him, trying to be positive and praying that he gets through this. I don't.
Why she didn't pray over Cassie? Why she wasn't in Cassie's comments praying over her for healing?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe she was, but of course, the messiness gonna go viral. She go praying over Cassie, they probably not gonna post it. She pray over Diddy, everybody coming for her neck. So,
I do believe you. I do believe redemption is.
I believe redemption is a thing. It just doesn't look as glamorous as beautiful. Like, he might have to go to Bali with Russell Simmons in there.
I think redemption could have been a thing had that been the only incident we saw, or like this man has been this is not the one thing. This is a multitude of things that he's being accused of that I'm sure will come out at some point. And so when you think about it from that aspect, when you think about it from the aspect of that wasn't the first time he put his hands on her, because we also have witnesses coming out saying, yo, I saw this, I saw that, which means that there was more times that this happened. So I feel like at some point I could see if it was like an isolated situation, or he called it a quote unquote dark period of his time. So your dark period was in the 90s too, because people were accusing you things that happened in the 90s as well.
Yeah.
It probably was. Like that, I can't say that. I can't say that 10 years from now he wouldn't be a changed man. Like, whether this crumbles whether this crumbles or whether he miraculously apologized to whatever man of higher power that he pissed off that created all of this to come out, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out a better person internally.
I'm not saying he won't, but he needs to be a better person privately and not in the public eye trying to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying go back on the Bad Boys reunion tour because you done got the case dismissed. I'm just saying become a better man. Become a better man so that your daughters don't have to think that, oh, everything that I saw him do to these women, it's okay for these men to do to me. Mm-hmm. Like, on a more internal level, you have to be a better man for yourself, for the generation that you brought into this world.
I agree with that, but I just
redemption. I don't look at it as redemption as, oh,
I don't buy the apology though.
Oh no, I don't.
It's about to be a lot more apologies coming.
So, with that being said, I know this is a real deep conversation, and we can I based on the energy in 2024, I don't think this is gonna be the last time we talk about stuff like this.
It's not. So we need to save our breath, child. Listen, Cameron been cutting up.
I would love to get into the Cam, but we got a choice. I'm gonna let y'all choose. We either talk about the Cam.
We'll bring Chris back.
We could talk about the Kim, the BET Awards nominations, or the new Chicago list. Those are our last three to end out with. We got to end out with one topic. What y'all
just
want?
One?
I say BET.
Just one of them?
BET?
I mean, it's
we can talk about BET next week.
Yeah, we pushing 3 o'clock.
Because I don't really know.
The nominations not till the show not till June 23rd.
Because Cam, like, we could have tied that.
Yeah, it's at the end of the.
I don't know why they had him on there.
Cam wild as hell.
I don't know why they had him on that
Point blank period. All right, next.
Cam
New Chicago.
Well, Cam was wild as hell. I don't think he need too much screen time for that. Like,
no, Cam was wild. Like, you don't. I just don't like how. it was cringy, and I feel like he made, what's her name? Abby? Is her name Abby? I can't remember her name. He made the correspondent hella uncomfortable. You don't do that because she's not the one that booked you. There's a producer that books you, that asked you to come here. And if you and your team could not tell them people, I want to talk about all the good stuff we do in the community, which when he started talking about it is really the good stuff that Mace do in the community, we could just have Mace on.
Right.
You want to sit there and drink this little ass pink drink out this little ass jar that look like you put Vaseline in. Somebody, I'm finna get some cheeks tonight. It's insane. You're grown. Like, who does? No. You could have told them people, I want to talk about something more positive, or I'm not coming on there. Between him, at least we knew Glorilla was being sincere. He purposely went on that platform and embarrassed the culture, and I don't like that. You don't do that.
I feel you, but my whole thing would be why
I just
even
feel like
why even
Cameron is
invite
never serious.
Cam to CNN? Like,
Because he has a platform.
Right.
like,
But that's
Yeah,
the
but he's
thing.
never serious.
But that's also the thing though. I feel like we get mad when we don't get to be in these spaces, and then we get in these spaces and we act up. Do I agree that Cam is an entertainer and he entertains? Yes, but that doesn't mean we all are multi-layered people, like layered people. That doesn't mean that he can't get on the political platform and speak for the culture. That was your time as a black man in hip hop, a legendary black man in hip hop. When you see how many people go around and accuse y'all of stuff, just like you just got into it with Melissa Ford because you said she lied on you. You see how much you get lied on. You see how much stuff come out. That was your time to speak up and move the narrative and move the needle. And you chose not to. You chose to drink a little ass drink out of Vaseline cup and say that you finna get some cheeks. Like that blew me.
We see.
Hey, I don't got much to say. Bree covered it all. She did that. Flip that.
Shit, let's
Yo, wrap this up. New Chicago.
New Chicago. Shout out to CNN.
He made that girl feel hella uncomfortable. She did a great job though. Shout out to you, my black sister. With my afro.
For real. All right, so let's get to the New Chicago. So recently on social media, a group of talented MCs got together and did a photo shoot and labeled themselves as the New Chicago. And this list featured people like Brittany Carter, Joel Quintez, Rico Shy, Jujilla, just to name a few. And then that sparked another conversation because literally, like I want to say, the day after that,
Yeah, the day after,
They'll Be Late dropped their New Chicago, and this is just a feature with like it wasn't Mellow.
No, it was Cash, Von, 1700, and like 3 other. I think T-Ski was on there, and like 4 more other people. It wasn't as extensive either. It's probably like 5 or 6 people.
Right. But it's like the people that they chose as a platform that's covering like underground hip hop really, really well. Like Chicago hip hop, I think they
do a great job.
They do a great job at shots that Don't Be Late. They had a whole different set of artists than what this is. What I come to find out, this wasn't even a platform that did this. This was just a few artists that came together to highlight people,
The New Chicago,
who they feel like was the New Chicago and the narrative that they're trying to push. This brings me to I guess this is just a question to y'all. Like, as we trying to recreate this narrative of the New Chicago when it comes down to hip hop in a wave, like why do you feel, I guess it's segregated. It's a clear that it's segregated, right?
Yeah, Chicago
for sure.
music is always
It's segregated.
segregated.
So that's a clear example that everything is segregated because you got different platforms and different individuals have their own view on like what's new.
Yeah.
I want to take us out of it because I feel like our list is more diverse. Every year when we do our thing, we're doing our verse. So I don't think this is like I don't think this New Chicago thing is like an artist to watch. I think this is more so like, this is the new scene.
Yeah.
So do you feel like they got it right when they said this is the new scene?
Which one? Don't Be Late or the New Chicago?
Either one. How you feel about both?
Shout out Don't Be Late. That's my boy over there. But I feel like Don't Be Late, they got it right with what.
Because he Chris specific.
But no, I feel like Don't Be Late got it right with what they did because the artists they have on there, they only got like 5 artists, but I feel like it was only just like a certain kind of style. They had what? They had T-Ski, Avon, Mello, Cash, and Chucky. I haven't heard of Chucky yet.
I mean,
But that's more like a kind of like a drill kind of wave. But don't be like they do lists all the time with doing like different artists. They do like R&B segments. They do hip hop. They do like drill.
I do like Don't Be Late because they tap in different areas.
Everywhere they tap in everywhere. So I feel like the new Chicago with what they're trying to promote, a different look of Chicago because like the drill, they don't want to promote that drill look, which I can support, but I don't think it's all the way correct. I don't think they got it right.
and what makes you feel like they don't got it right? Be honest.
I love that you about to get all this heat for this. Go ahead.
That's crazy. I just don't think. I don't think the artists on there are kind of new. Some of them are a little older. It's a little bit some of the older generation. So it's not a knock, but it's just not the new Chicago.
That was my thing. I think when I first saw the list and I saw it was labeled, and I don't even know. I want to more so say it's a collective than a list because I know we put out lists and our list doesn't come off the same as what they put out. So I don't want to say it was a list. I think it was a collective of what they feel like are prominent MCs in the city, not just like rap, like not just like rappers, not just like melodic rappers. These are straight MCs. Like they feel like we give straight bars.
They do.
A majority of them on the list do.
Like their list is hard. I just don't think it's not a good It's not a good representation. It's a good representation, but not accurate.
I think I'm finna go ahead.
Of what the new Chicago is actually looking like.
I didn't like the name New Chicago.
Yes,
I didn't like that. I didn't think that it should have been labeled the New Chicago. I think they could have came up with something else, and that's why I feel like I really want to know like the marketing behind it because I saw like they put out the list and then they put out I think a behind the scenes video of everybody, and then it was like that's all I kind of saw from it. And I know we've had conversations because we just did something dope for the city that's about to come out soon. But we've had conversations with some people on the list, and it was said that, you know, like we are basically just showing y'all like we the real MCs, we do this, and it's always said that in that area, it's always said that we don't give them enough.
Like the MCs?
Yeah, we don't give them enough shine. We don't give them enough credit for what they do. But also,
so that could be true though.
How do I say this so I get in trouble? The marketing could have just been better.
Because my thing with what they did is I just want to know what's to come from it.
Yeah,
right?
like it's nothing for us to really look forward to. Like only thing that I did see, and I think I saw it this morning, Joel Q and Brittany Carter put out a
music video, right?
A music video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they put out a music video, but I felt like as a collective, I wanted to see something else, like maybe a show this summer
or something,
or like, you know, I think those are a lot of artists that, you know, like Illinois, they rock with a lot of those artists, like Illinois Presents and the New Chicago or something like that. Or I do want them to come up with a better name. I would say that. I don't like the New Chicago, y'all. I love y'all, but I do not like that name. I think the name should be changed.
I don't blame you.
Like, I want to see something else as a collective because I feel like it was presented as a collective. Not to say that y'all have to do everything together, but if y'all gonna band, one sound, stand together. Let's bring something else greater than just doing a photo shoot and now we about to roll out some videos. And like I just want to see something different.
Yeah, so I think so I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I do agree. A lot of those artists ain't new from Chicago, so that was a little.
Some of them been in the game for a while, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's probably that's probably my disconnect with it too. Like the New Chicago, even with the whole See, this is my thing with both lists, right? So the New Chicago wave the New Chicago, the one out there that Joel Quinn, Brittany, and them trying to push. If I had to break it down, I would say that I wish they would have invited media. They would have sent out press release. And this goes back to when I say artists don't like the business part of the music industry. Like I would have loved for us to like different artists and like different not artists, but different platforms to be able to have the pleasure to know what was going on, to be a part of the shoot, to like help push that narrative because I feel like that narrative need to be pushed. Like those
No,
speed,
for sure. They
like
definitely need to be pushed.
that we
Oh, for
with
sure.
that, like we supporting that, right? But them not even taking that step, and I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it. When I say they not taking that step, I want to say it was just like I'm trying to say like I want to say it was more so like they just didn't know to. I don't want to say it's like
to like invite other people.
Yeah.
it
Or
was,
I also had a conversation where it wasn't too much said, but not it wasn't like directly said, but maybe they're trying to reach outside of Chicago. Maybe they not looking to reach us. They want everyone else outside of Chicago to see that this is the new Chicago.
but you together. They have a reach.
Which it would have been more of an impact if there was a press release, if they did hit up us, Illinois, Chicago sometimes.
Because even
Jay, you
like
got something to say on this matter?
I was actually just gonna say, do y'all feel like the list is valid with Brittany being a curator of the list and then putting herself on that list? Is that
So
would you
Brittany and
consider a list?
Joel curated it.
Uh,
Brittany, Joel, and I
right,
think
but I'm
GQ.
saying, yeah, GQ was on it too. But I'm just saying, like, when you are creating a list like this, is it okay to include yourself? Does that make the list valid if you're including yourself? Can we trust your word that these artists are artists that are representing Chicago and the new quote unquote face of Chicago or the face of Chicago in its current music scene? Can we trust that your opinion or your whatever is valid if you're putting yourself on that list?
No, not at all. But that's why let me finish before y'all start saying I'm talking crazy. That is why I looked at it more after we had that conversation, because I think we talked about it in the group off air. That's why I went back to it and I looked at it as more of a collective opposed to a list. I think Chicago, thanks to What's the Word, and yes, I'm giving us our credit to. I think Chicago has this stigma of everybody coming out with lists over the past couple years that we forget that people can just be together and create dope things as a unit. And that also is, but unfortunately, that's also what keeps Chicago segregated. But I looked at it more so now as a collective opposed to a list. And if it's a collective, I'm cool with her including herself. I'm cool with her including Joel Q. I just want y'all to change the name. It's not the new Chicago.
She's stuck on his name.
Like,
She
y'all
not
are
playing.
amazing. Y'all amazing, but y'all don't gotta be the new Chicago. Y'all real MCs. Like like y'all could be the real MCs of Chicago. Make it a reality show. Let's make some money off this.
No, I don't. Like I said, I love it. Like I
Yeah.
said, if it's a collective, no problem with it at all. If it's a list,
Yeah, if it's a list, you can't include yourself.
yeah, you can't put yourself on your own list. Collective, yeah, that's dope. But we'll see. We'll see what comes from it. The artists, what they can create with it. I'm excited to see if anything comes from it.
Yeah, cause now y'all gotta do y'all big one.
Y'all got to.
Y'all gotta do y'all big one. Or we gonna look back next January and be like, well.
You dig? But
The specifics are spoken. For y'all at home that's watching, make sure y'all go check out all the artists on both on the list and the collective, and just from Doe B. Lay and from Brittany Carter and Joel Q. We know at the end of the day, we all build the crib this way. We all Chicago'd out, like, so we rocking with anybody doing something positive, anything just to expand the culture, like, we gonna support it. So that's us. But just on the more, I guess on the to close us out, we do the winning word every week. We give away gift. We got a gift. This is not really my bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole little thing's not really my bag.
No, it is your bag. It's just sometimes your bag just like slowly opens, like real slow.
That's crazy. Being slowly open, just crazy.
Like, it opens real slow. Like,
well, let me continue to try to open the bag. But no, so we got we do the winning word, and every time with the winning word, every week we got some prize. We got prizes we give away right now. You sign up, you qualify to win Chris Brown tickets. Also, we giving away Chicago Sky tickets to go see the Chicago White Sox. A free case of Beyond liquor if y'all want that.
Hey,
Y'all
Or
could get 3 cases of Beyond Liquor if you want to. I got something to give away.
also, we're giving away free promo on What's the Word. So if you want to just opt in and just take the free promo, that's up to you. But just tune in right now, scan the QR code if you're watching at home, or just go to what'stheword.tv on the contest, and you'll see the winning words competition. And the winning word, make sure you put in the winning word is wake up, and courtesy of Skylar Black and Chris Brown. That's the name of the song, Wake Up, right?
Wake up, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. They was on the
I
show.
was gonna sing a whole nother wake
They
up
w-
song, but
they
yeah.
was on the show last week, and like I said, once again, I meant no disrespect to Chris Brown. It was a little
No
jokey.
Chris Brown
look at the
slander
apology.
Slander.
will be
Slander is
tolerated.
ever
It was.
tolerated.
I wasn't on that with Chris Brown. We fucks with Chris Brown over here.
Oh, we definitely do.
Pause.
Pause. But all right, when y'all talk about redemption, next time you bring that conversation up, Chris Brown will be a perfect example of the redemption shit too.
Right, so that's why we didn't understand why you was hating on him so bad after all he been through and still made it out.
Mm.
I
But go
literally just
ahead, Chloe.
apologize.
You right. Okay.
Yeah, you put the heat right back
You
on.
right. I'm done. I'm done.
Hey,
Uh,
y'all
what else?
remember when he performed that Man in the Mirror when Michael
He
Jackson
was
passed? I think
crying.
Michael Jackson. Yeah,
I
he was
cried
crying.
too.
I cried too, baby.
That was
Heartbroken.
his redemption. That was his redemption moment. Like,
Do it again, Jay. He did what? She was feeling that shit. She had the whole move. She was ready to run it, run it. Oh man, what else we got? We got What's the Buzz every Monday. Make sure y'all submit y'all music every Monday. The squad reviews music.
There you
Submit the
go.
music for free. If you win and they like your music, you get added to the list and you get a part of our People's Choice. We have a People's Choice that's running right now. We have 10 amazing artists. If this is one of your homies or if it's an artist you like, please make sure you go to what'stheword.tv and vote for the People's Choice. The winner gets some free promo. So we all about business Chicago. This is the way we get to get in tune with what you got going on. Instead of you just walking up to us with an iPhone and say, hey, listen to this music, just submit it and we're going to listen to it every Monday. With the squad, last Monday y'all did y'all thing. I want to shout out to y'all. Robin, Kyla, Jory, y'all
Yes, good
did y'all
job,
thing. Y'all did y'all
y'all.
thing. Y'all did y'all thing. Shout out to y'all.
Like,
So yeah. What else we got? We could bring Chris back on the screen. We could do what are we listening to? I want to see what he's been listening to, and we can go all our music we all been listening to since he's still in. So Chris, we're gonna start with you, man. What you been listening to, brother?
unmute yourself, young king.
He said one
Jay
one
Marie,
second.
we're
One
gonna go to
second.
you.
Well, that Apple list came out today, and it was going around social media. They was comparing, I guess, Jay
Wait.
Z's Blueprint was ranked over Nas's Illmatic. So, being the little journalist that I am, I needed to listen to both back to back to have my own thoughts on it. I love Nas, I really, really do, but
Oh, Jay, don't break my
the
heart.
Blueprint was a better album. I'm sorry, it just was. And that's crazy because that's your favorite rapper's favorite album. Illmatic is your favorite rapper's favorite. I just feel like they're two totally, completely different albums. And I really wish people would actually stop comparing Nas and Jay-Z because they're two different rappers. And they're not in the same. It's not the same. They're not the same.
One is
Two
an
completely
artist and one is a rapper.
What?
bingo. So, but if sonically, like my ear, I liked Blueprint better. That's my take. That's what
So I, gue-
that's what
I
I've been
guess
listening to.
as you've been listening to Chris. I guess you want to go. I'm gonna go into you because you had a problem with the list. What was that?
Well, because I was gonna say what you mean one's an artist. See, this is a whole different topic, but
We can talk about that
we
next
can talk
week,
about another
child.
time. We can talk about another
I just
time.
was saying what I listened to. That's what
I
I
know.
listened to this morning.
I've been listening to Anderson Paak. Anderson Paak. He like released like 4 songs, or he had a new song out with Snoop Dogg. Cause he dropping a tape soon. And Raven Lene. I think I'm saying her name.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout out
Raven.
Chicago.
Shout out to her.
I had to unmute myself. My bad. I appreciate y'all putting me on game. I've been in my old school bag, but an artist that I really been locked into for almost a year now is AJ Snow. If y'all know anything about Larry June, AJ Snow is right there in that bag. He just dropped a single on May 7th. It's called "It's a Game." But one of my favorite songs of his is called "NBA on TNT" off his Pink Champagne project. Y'all can check him out. The instrumentation is dope. The music is fire. Again, it's more like a Cushion Orange Juice, Larry June type of vibe, but he's from Milwaukee, so close to the crib. AJ Snow.
What about you, Bree?
I've been listening to a lot of gospel lately.
Oh.
Y'all know I done broke my arm and fell in a jet ski. I've been trying to find God. So I've been listening to Socorro Hawthorne. But yeah, just waking up listening to gospel music in the morning.
A little Mary.
Trying to set the vibe. But I did get to listen to a lot of classic albums because, like J. Marie said, because of the Apple Music 100 albums of all time. I saw that Jermaine Dupri had a problem because he said it wasn't enough R&B albums on the list. I felt like it was a good amount, but also I feel like I kind of was categorizing R&B and neo soul in the same. Because I know they had like Sade on there, Erykah Badu on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Where did they rank TP2.com by R. Kelly?
It was on the list
R. Kelly is not on that list.
for good reasons.
For good reasons.
Nope. That you can't do that.
For good reasons.
You can't do that. You can't do that just because somebody did some foul shit in their life. When you start talking about it, if you talking about the 100 best albums of all time,
R. Kelly ain't up there. I'm sorry.
R. Kelly got to have a 2P2 should be up there. And fucking R, the one with he got the little bald head with the red on. You know what I'm talking about?
It was flat with his shirt.
He look like Chris.
He look like Chris. His chest was out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
not the top 100 albums of all time.
In a non-incriminating world, we will definitely have to put R. Kelly on that list. But in the real world, no, sorry.
All time, no.
Hold on. This is a question for you right now.
Do not make me disown you.
This is a single question. This is a single question. So you don't feel like R. Kelly don't take away all the nastiness?
Okay,
I'm
trying to.
R. Kelly don't have not one album that should be in the top 100 albums of all time.
Because I'm gonna give it to you like this, right? Pause.
Answer that question. Yeah, pause. Answer the question at hand. R. Kelly don't have not one album that should be top 100.
I'll remove myself from this conversation by saying I've never heard an R. Kelly album.
All right. Let's move on, people.
So he not.
Yeah.
He not.
Like I know R. Kelly music. I don't know what album.
So before I get into like.
Oh, the kids really only know him for wild stuff.
That's crazy, right? Before I even get into my bag, and I think that's probably a conversation why people don't respect. It's a lot of people that don't like Kobe like that, because when Kobe, a lot of people was born, Kobe was going through that rape shit and like all this shit. They was really trying to stir his legacy. Or Allen Iverson, like if you weren't really around during those times, you don't really know what those boys was doing to the league. You know what I'm saying? And how outside was different when like AI and Kobe and them, like LeBron and them, they cool, but outside was a little bit different during them eras. I don't know if it was just age, but it was different. Outside was different. But
that's why they was out there doing what they was doing. Because outside.
What was your biggest problem with the Apple 100? Because you don't understand R. Kelly, and that wasn't on that. That wasn't no like get you upset. Like what got you upset?
What got me upset the most? I'm not gonna lie. What got me upset the most was that Frank Ocean's "Blind" was number 5. Yeah.
Of all
Frank
time?
Ocean
all time.
Was
Frank
number
Ocean
5.
Blonde. It was
the one with the white cover?
Yes. It was number 5.
I like that album.
All time.
It's one of my favorite albums by Frank Ocean. He only got 2, right? So, yeah.
It's Blonde and what? Channel Orange?
Channel Orange, and he got like a mixtape.
I like Channel Orange over
Blonde being the top.
I like Channel Orange.
Hold on. Where is 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying ranks on this?
That was like 86 or something.
All right, well, we ain't got to talk about Apple no more.
That's what but this is a conversation for. Let me look at this.
Talk about this list.
You definitely got to talk about.
But that's what that is to me, and this is why I don't like. A lot of those platforms don't get credibility. they get credibility because they got money, but when in a culture they don't have credibility because there's nobody that's actually in a culture that's really working for them.
I wouldn't say there's not anybody, but there's they definitely are overruled a lot of the times on decision making.
Yeah, like that.
But there are people in there that are fighting for our cultural rights in music, and I
But
appreciate y'all.
I'll give us this right.
That's my. I'm gonna say that's my same gripe. That's my same thing that I have with the and that's not with that because they actually have people in the culture. But I said when you put out shit titles like that, you gotta have it like these are ours. But when you're trying to speak to an entire culture and you're trying to put the stamp on it like this is it, you got to do a little bit more digging because that's be
Yeah.
my issue. That's my issue with like Lyrical Lemonades. When they do like they top 50 albums every year.
Please chill.
Well,
We trying to
you
go
gotta
to
think about it like-
No, I'm not. I'm finna. That's what. That see you stuff like that be making me making them seem negative. What I'm finna say is like
Don't
you
say
can
that's my problem.
that ain't your problem. That's that's not even the issue. My issue with that is that the segregation of hip hop. But when you're saying this like it's the top 50 Chicago and you have that much platform, your platform is that big. Like you got to make sure you're doing just in the city of Chicago. Make sure you're doing the due diligence and have your team out really getting the perspective of different albums, because there's no way that Fly Skin's album last year that he dropped last year, Confidence, wasn't on Lyrical Lemonade's top 50 Chicago albums.
I agree with you on that. I would agree
I'm
with you.
not gonna lie to you. I didn't even know Lyrical did something like that.
They do that every. They do it every year.
I didn't even know this.
That album alone should have been on anybody had a Chicago list for top albums. That album alone should have been in a top 10 somewhere, top 10, top 5. Just how well put together that project was.
This is me. All right, we can be honest. Like, are there 50 albums that come out from Chicago artists a year?
I think it's more so projects.
They do
I don't
projects,
think it's,
EPs.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I don't think it's just strictly
Like
albums.
50,
I think
that's
they just
a
put
lot.
them all. Yeah, as long as it's a project, some type of body of work, they just put it all.
They put it all
It's
on there.
considered.
I love that they
in
do that. I
consideration.
love that they do that because they're giving everybody some shine. But I think it's just another step that I feel like as media and like an Apple or Spot, when you putting that type of shit out, you have to take another step. Like when we do our list, right? When we do the list, it's not just like, okay, this is what Cody thinks or what Bree thinks. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
People could say the same thing.
I'll give Apple some credit, right? Because they
can't, though, 'cause
they don't make it just themselves. They reach out to people. So they make this list with radio personalities. They make this list of people in the culture with artists, producers, engineers.
And that's why I said it. I don't think it's not that we don't have representation in those rooms. I think that sometimes a lot of our percentage of representation isn't as much as the majority.
This might shock y'all though, but if 7 of the top 10 albums are black artists,
I mean, we make the best music. Hold on.
I mean, honestly, if we being for
I wanna show y'all
real,
This
the
is not
list.
rap albums of all time. This is
if we being for
everything.
real, like 70% of this list are black people.
Exactly.
well, it's a win. Shout out to
That's what I was gonna say too. Like,
From Aretha Franklin
Yeah.
Launch to 50 Cent,
Stevie Wonder got 2
Stevie
albums on there.
Wonder,
Kendrick.
Michael
Kanye,
Jack- well,
Janet
Michael
Jackson.
How many Drake got on there?
Lauren Hill got the number 1 spot.
Yes.
Take care.
Drake, I think, has one.
He wasn't. Yeah.
I don't like that Thriller was number 2.
What's number 1?
The
Lauryn
miseducation
Hill.
of Lauryn Hill, because there's no other album like it out here in the world.
Yeah, I agree. They got that right. They definitely got that right.
Never be another. Nothing that comes even close to
I
the
love it,
miseducation
though.
of Lauryn Hill.
I love it though.
That's probably yeah.
Okay, now for that, Apple needs to pay her tax money.
All right, so either what I've
needs to be
been
her prize.
listening to, I've been listening to this. What I've been listening to, Gunna album got me in chokehold right now. Like pause. I've been listening to that.
I've been listening to Tyler too. I forgot to say that. I like Tyler.
And I like this kid from Philly, Litz. It's spelled Lihtz. Litz. He actually gonna be at Summerfest, Summer Smash.
Which
one?
one? Chicago or
Summerfest?
Wisconsin?
The Wisconsin one.
Summerfest.
He's gonna be at Summerfest actually on my birthday, around the time of my birthday weekend. I'm thinking about driving up there just to go see him.
Go kick it.
Go kick it.
All right.
So just go see him
Road
live.
trip.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Team outing.
Road no trip.
Yeah, just make sure y'all on the other side while I'm over here kicking it.
Don't disown us when you outside.
I'm
You
just
want
on
us
y'all
to
when I'm out
embarrass
of town.
him.
Yeah, Chicago people don't know how to act in other states.
So
I know how to act in other states.
Y'all be
I
ghetto.
know I have a great time when I'm out of town.
Y'all be ghetto in other
Okay.
states. I don't know y'all get arrested on. That's another thing though. If somebody you know get arrested or do some wild stuff out of town, do you A stand next to them and help them out, or you B go about your business?
What you mean? Stand next to them.
What you mean? You gotta.
Like if they tweaking like
Oh, yeah.
I ain't say he can, this person came with you. He ain't
I'm
come
not
with
going
you.
to jail. I'll leave you in jail. I'll come back to tell your mom to come get you, but I'm not.
Like I'll follow you to the jail spot. Like I'll try to get you out if I can.
Yeah,
but
if there's nothing I could do, I'm not. No.
I'm not finna be sitting there with you.
All right, another question. Y'all, you OT or you at a spot, you bump into somebody you know. They not, let's say they not the crew. Like this ain't nobody you talk to. They not in your crew. But it's somebody that you know and you see their face, you familiar with them. When y'all see each other, y'all chop it up. Yeah. If y'all trying to get into a spot, you can get in and you good.
Oh, I'm ignoring the hell
And
out
they
of you.
not. Are you?
That happened to me recently.
What do y'all do? Do y'all stand with them outside until they get in, or you like, hey, just let me know when you get in the spot. Hit me. I got a section.
It depends on what I gotta do. Like, cause I don't go outside to those clubs and I'm like that unless I'm doing some work. But if I see you and I know you, I'll chop it up with you real quick. I'm like, oh, I gotta go do my job on the inside. Like, I'm not finna be out here in the cold with you, nah.
Then you just instantly added the code to it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I would just try to get them in with me if I know. Like that happened to me recently, and I told homegirl to come with me. I didn't even know her like that. I met her recently.
If I can.
I've done that one too many times where it has backfired on me to now it's like, hey girl, see you inside.
You did?
I've gotten like scorned by people for like, well, I don't even know if I want to tell these stories, but long story short, I've gotten scorned for being like the not aesthetically pleasing people inside with me, and it's not that I don't want to bring them, but if I know that it's like my thing and I know I could get you in, come on, bring your cousins. But if I'm trying to get in and somebody has to come get me, oh, this sounds so bad, but I'm just gonna look out for me. Like my mental, I got a dog to take care of. I can't be trying to take care of grown people.
You got a baby, man.
Okay, I got a son. I do this
got
for
a
my
whole baby.
You got a son to raise. You don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna try my best.
But I don't do it no more. Like especially if I know that I'm going by myself, because usually I go in and do like a power hour and then I leave, especially if I'm by myself. So if I know that's the type of time I'm on, I'm not looking at nobody else. Hey girl, I see you. But if I could come back out and we could swap wristbands, I'll give you my wristband if you still out here.
Chris, what about you? Because you got the ultimate plug too.
I mean, I never really did well with group projects in school, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I always do and finish my own work. But I have been in situations more times than I can count where, because of what I do for a living, people are asking me for passes and asking me for tickets and things like that. I do what I can when I can. You feel me? I'm not the type to big that up or offer that up because you at work. A lot of times, and I'm sure y'all canvas a ton of different events where your presence is felt and is necessary. But you at work, bro, right? Because it's not just getting them in. Now you got to kind of make sure that they comfortable. If and it's hard to be responsible for people like that. Like, all right, you want to get in, but you don't want to.
all that now. Once
You
you in,
like,
you on your
I
own.
don't want you. Like
I
now
ain't
they
got
want to
no
be in a
time.
section. Now they want to, you know what I'm saying, make sure their drinks is taken care. Now they want basically the access that y'all have. So my thing is
And that's the real awkward moment. Like when you finally get them in and you think y'all finna just disperse and they start following you around.
Yeah.
You can't be like, is you cool? Like you can't do that because you done worked hard to get this person in. Now they feel like they with you.
They VIP too.
Yeah.
This is why you just gotta be like, yo, I'm about to go. Like what Chris said, you could do that inside. Yo, I'm about to go do my thing. Y'all have a good time.
Oh,
and next level, like you said, what if you get them in and now they in there wilding? Now they in there acting a fool. Now they in there on your vouch. So whoever's event it is, it's not just whoever they with you. They're like all Bree people, all Cody people, all J people.
I had a real big issue like that one time to the point where like there was a gun involved.
Oh.
Yeah. Like it's closed kitchen on that. So my thing is like I do what I can. I do what I
So
can when I
now when y'all
can.
see it, yeah, I don't do it. No, because when you
I do what
start
I
acting
can when I
out,
can, but if I can't do it, bro, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool, like if you feel a way about it. But my thing is, the work that we put in or the places that we get invited to, unfortunately, everybody can't go. Everybody ain't supposed to go, and we here for two different reasons. Like you here to be seen, I'm here to work. So
Yeah, it's my brand, it's my name,
Yeah,
this
I
my
think it
connection.
depends on the environment too. Like if you working, I
Yeah.
think that's a completely different. Like I'm not gonna bring you into a space that I'm working at and having to network. That's completely different. Now, if we
Right.
having fun, I don't think it's a big deal
Yeah.
to help somebody
Yeah,
get in something.
I'm with Jay on this one. If it's like for the workers, like somebody invite me out for work or listening party, or they just want me to come network and vibe, chances are I'm focused on why I'm there. So if you can't get in, like I'll try to mention it to you, but I'm not gonna put up the biggest fight.
and I be in and out.
Yeah, but if we out kicking it, let's say we just bar hopping, we going to the next spot, the man in me, like we out kicking it heavy, like all right, this is my people. If they can't get in with us, we gonna go to another spot, but not Bree. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
straight up.
Now it depends on that bitch busting or not. That motherfucker busting. If you ain't got no risk there, man, fuck, you gonna
That's tough.
that's tough. But nah, that was a good
And then they get to text you when you in there like, yo, can you get me in? Like, I don't like that.
You know what? One thing with being like a photographer, like a cameraman, like when I get into the spot, like I'm getting in the spot on somebody else's behalf. I'm not getting in there because of
9
me.
times
Like
out of
I
10, they
remember
be
that life, Chris. Bro, I remember that,
you
bro.
feel me? Like people try to like, yo, bro, you can't get me in. Like, no, bro, I'm barely in here.
I
So
You
still
know
how
what the
can
be
I
crazy
lying.
get
part is?
in?
You know what the crazy part is about that though? That's part of the reason why when I was in school, I would DJ and do photography because I just got tired of being in line. I got tired of paying to be in spots I wanted to be in.
Man,
So I just became a vendor and I'm in there anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I still be lying. I'll get in the line and be like, yeah, I'm hosting tonight just to see if they gonna let me in.
they probably do.
I just
Sometimes they
They
do.
don't, they're like
Sometimes, yeah,
security
sometimes they
don't know
don't.
nothing.
I like being regular. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I popping out to the spots, I don't mind
I
sitting.
just don't like standing in
I
line,
don't
especially if I
mind
got
sitting in
heels
the
on.
line. I don't gotta be in the session. I could be at the bar. I can move around. If I'm at a showcase and something like that, I just want to be in the crowd. If it's an artist I like, I want to be in the front. You know what I'm saying? I like to
Wait.
be. I'm incognito when I'm in the spots. I don't even want to be seen.
I just don't like being in
hold on.
line
I'm gonna
when it's
question
cold
you real
outside.
quick.
What?
I feel like you lying. I don't think
Cody do
you
be
would stand
lying.
outside. You wouldn't
Cody be
stand
lying,
outside no
y'all.
line. If you knew somebody that was in there, you're not gonna stand in that line all day.
Cody be lying.
I'm gonna tell you, like, give me like a few years ago, my ego probably would have had me like, cause I was a big headed thinking like, nah, I'm this.
Like a few months ago.
Me, me now, me now.
You cool with it?
If I'm going there for fun,
Okay.
I'm going there for fun. I'm cool to be in there. If I'm going there for work, if you invited me out to some spots, then nah, because I didn't have to be here. Because I'm cool in the career where I could be doing something else. So I need this to be already executed. Or when we went to the festival that should not be named, like you got me like doing shit like that I shouldn't be doing at this point in time in my career. So that irritated me.
That wasn't our fault though.
Right, but that's like
I mean, that wasn't their fault either. That was somebody else's fault.
right. So it's like it's like I'm at a certain point where it's like, okay, if it ain't like let me know, you know what I'm saying? Like so we can get ahead of time. Like that's why
Yeah, so
execution
we could
form-
figure it out.
Figure it out like isn't. So now that irritated me. But if I was just going to a festival just to enjoy it,
Cause I like going to festivals.
give me
just
my
to chill
wristband,
out
let
and
me go get
enjoy
my
it.
drink,
Yeah.
let me walk around,
I'ma
play,
sit down,
and do my
chill.
thing. I'm cool. Like I ain't gotta do that.
yeah.
But if I gotta work, I expect a different type of level of access and different type of things if I'm going out to work. So if you invite me out, don't have me waiting outside when you invited me out. So I need to know what door I go in, who's my contact to you know what I mean, to go in. You know what I'm saying? What you need me to do, like have all that shit situated. If not, like bro, just send me the like I tell everybody all the time, just send me the music. I can listen to it in my car. And I text you, give you feedback if this shit hot or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so that'd be my irritation. But me, nah, I'm cool. I
The lamp is falling. I can't see nobody.
I like regular shit, bro. But hey, this was a good show today, man. Shout out to everybody that was involved. Shout out to Aaron for calling in today from Grow Community. Shout out to Jay Marie at home. Shout out to Chris. It's always a pleasure when we have y'all on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the studio holding us down. Tavi in the back. She ain't saying nothing all day. Appreciate you having
Tavi
you there.
been working.
She been working. Okay. Shout out to Tavi, man. Shout out to Cree holding us down. Shout out to Robin. Shout out to Noah. Bree.
And nephew. Don't forget about my
Yeah,
nephew.
come on now.
I didn't I say Chris?
You said that, Chris.
Which Chris were you talking about?
I said him in the beginning. I said him when I started going over there.
No, you didn't. You definitely skipped him. Don't do that to him.
Hey, you been taking up for him all week.
Because he needs somebody to speak up for him. He got rights too.
Thank you, Auntie.
Shout out to Chris. That's my boy, man. I love Chris to the day. That's my guy, Chris Lodging. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't even say my last name right, cool. Man. Don't even say it.
I ain't gonna say it right.
Take your time with Cody, okay?
All right.
Hey,
close this out, man.
Lodgings, like you know, LaCria know what I'm talking about. I can't say nobody's name right.
Close this out, please.
I can barely say my shit right. Yo, we gone. Close this out. See y'all next week.